We're gonna be late for school.
Oh, come on, one more game.
Here comes Washington. He walks into it every time.
I noticed you two weren't smiling. Would you care for a flower and some happiness?
Not right now. There's a powdered wig in my sights, and I'm just about to drive some lead through it. Bingo!
The father of our country is down!
Look, his wooden teeth popped out. That's hilarious.
Would you like a flower for a small donation?
I wouldn't mind shoving something in that can of yours.
Listen, we don't want what you're selling. Leave us alone.
Why'd you do that, Orlando?
Those people are a nuisance.
Yeah, what about your people? Talk about a nuisance. Here comes Jefferson.
No, come on, Jerry, we're gonna be late.
Damn.
You missed me, assassin. Now I'm gonna go have sex with my slave.
Oh my goodness, who's ready for E3? Nobody. We're still putting up articles about things that are happening this week. There's too many announcements going on in a, what do you call that? Not post-magazine. In a world where
a world of magazine twilight.
In a world where not every outlet needs a month to commission 1 million previews and a bunch of games, and they don't want all their announcements running in, colliding with one another in 2 days. Oh, the E3 enjoyment. It actually ruined our top 7 this week. Not that I want to go into that. Hi, everybody. I'm Christopher Antista.
Hi, Chris.
Hi.
Thanks.
A new sound.
I'm Brett Elston, the Nintendo editor of sorts.
Woo!
I'm Michael Rapars, the disgraced PlayStation.
Hey, sound effects.
Sheepy horn. Boo, Charlie, say something, sweetie.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Is your article done?
Sort of.
So I don't think you can talk about it until you finish it. Why don't you hurry up? We'll start TalkRadar.
No, it's finished enough.
Okay. But that was everybody's weekend. Memorial Day.
Good.
Yeah, it was
Good.
alright.
Yeah.
I spent the weekend reviewing Damnation and trying to keep up with horrible comments.
That's not fine. That sounds
No.
horrible.
Yes, if
That's
weren't
horrible
aware
on
of
two
the
fronts.
infamous review last week that we discussed on the podcast and then posted on the site, obviously.
I had no idea PS3 owners would come to our site and do something typical. I am so shocked. And
Typical.
Charlie and Michael helped scramble to put this feature together because I didn't do one.
Which feature are we talking about now?
Well, we'll talk about it in a second. Okay. Mine we can't talk about because it may never exist, and I don't want to tease the listeners. I met a girl this weekend.
I heard about that.
I know.
I can tell them that story you told me.
Yeah, no, it's been really blissful, and I just wanted to. I didn't get anything done like I'd meant to. Her name is Vicky. I'll let her introduce herself.
My name is Victoria, and I'm 15 years old, and I don't care what my mama says, I'm gonna have a baby.
That is my absolute favorite person of the
So
week.
did you?
Thank you, Mama.
Did you fulfill her wish? Does she have a baby on the way?
She seems pretty intent.
If my baby gets cold and it needs a blanket, it's alright, because I have it. And if my baby needs
So
clothes,
together.
it's cool. I have
Check this.
tons of them. And if my baby loses the pacifiers, I have 3 more.
Nice.
Wow,
3 pacifiers.
Sounds
Wow, that's
pretty.
a silver spoon
This
shit.
bitch is prepared. Should I bring her around?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's.
Michael!
Sit down, you whore!
No, Michael, don't fight her.
Don't judge, Michael.
Don't tell me what to do!
You ain't my mother!
God,
Alright,
I love that clip.
it took us 53 episodes to make a Jerry Springer joke.
That wasn't a Jerry. It's got 3 million views right now.
Are you sure that's not
15-year-old
from Montel? Or...
demands to have. I just like
Maury?
it because Maury has stolen.
Oh, it is more.
No, I didn't meet a girl. I'm never going to be happy. Let's move into the top 7.
Okay. What was it again?
Why, it was the top 7 games we wanted announced at E3 2009, which is next week.
Keyword, not liquors. We at Games Radar wanted, not you.
Yeah, we don't care what you guys think.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we will at the end of the podcast when we ask you.
Woo.
But not until then. And
Oh,
that's not now.
spoilers!
Yes. By the way, this is the last This is probably the last podcast we'll have with energy. We'll be doing a podcast pretty much every day for E3.
Yeah,
I'm already out of energy. I'm not even going to E3.
Yeah, so there's the first announcement of that. There'll be probably 4 podcasts next week. They will not all be 2 hours long, but they'll
be a little different. There'll be a main one on Friday, but a bunch of audio recaps, hopefully every day.
Yep. All right, yeah, the top 7 games we wanted to announce at E3. We traditionally post this right before the show starts, so we can kind of grab what everyone else is thinking. So we
can be right.
Yeah, what might they announce? And number 7 on the list, I suggested and wrote the entry: Super Smash Brothers Scuffle.
I have Tussle.
I had Scrap originally, and I thought
I read that, and the first thing I thought was, did the Brits do this?
Remember, it's going to be the Wii. I'm thinking Super Smash Brothers
Bop Party.
Bop.
Yeah, Smash Brothers DS.
Super Party.
Super Smash Brothers Brardy.
Brardy.
You could go for a nice Polish Brardy right now.
Yeah.
With some sauerkraut.
Good. Let's go eat at Costco after this.
Alright, Smash Brothers DS. This is one of those things where I'm really just trying to be right more than I actually want this. I like Smash Brothers as much as the next guy. I thought Brawl was really fun. So much to give a 10, in fact. But a DS one just seems likely because you combine the most successful handheld with the most successful kind of like the most buzzworthy franchise they get now, which is Smash Brothers, and put it on DS. We already know it'll look better than the N64 games. DS is more powerful than N64 when done properly. Put it online, have a Smash Brothers that actually works online, unlike Brawl, which is broken as hell.
Don't tell the millions of people still playing it. Who apparently ruined our Conduit multiplayer.
But yeah, that's kind of it. I don't know. Anybody else give 2 shits about Smash Brothers?
I think it's a good idea.
I like the artwork.
Yeah.
I've always thought Smash Brothers didn't require much skill.
No, that's wrong.
To play.
That's wrong.
I've beat almost every pro novice who I've ever played against just by doing anything, and that's kind of the fun in it, to see my favorite character do all this stuff.
No, that's why they're fun to play, but like they play Smash Brothers at EVO tournaments, which is like the major.
I only say because I saw that sponsored Pro Gamer Smash Brothers event, and the Pro Gamers were knocked out the first tier, and they lost to everybody.
Well, I can't speak from experience because I've never watched professional Smash Brothers people. So.
Great, I'm the authority on this now.
Yes. Number 6.
Oh wait, I did like one of the things that you pointed out. If some extra characters that they could put on. You suggested Professor Layton and Phoenix Wright.
Phoenix Wright, just
what
because
would Phoenix Wright's powers be?
They're DS specific characters, so like maybe we don't get Snake and Sonic, but they could put the Advance Wars characters, reach out to Capcom and get Phoenix Wright, or they could use Professor Layton. Anything that's just kind of more DS centric.
I'm thinking a polar bear with a tummy ache, because there are a lot of nurse games.
Yeah, or a Maraca playing baby.
A Maraca playing baby. It's a very festive baby.
Yeah, don't let them.
Or the
cast of Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, or the Dog Whisperer.
That just makes me think that Sega would try to get that Samba de Amigo asshole in there.
Oh yeah,
that's his official name, I think, isn't it?
Asshole, you're right.
Yeah.
Asshole.
We can
asshole monkey. I think.
Move into this because we're not necessarily wrong, just ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I did this next entry. I just called it the next Grand Theft Auto. I put a little GTA 5 logo. It looked cool, but
I love it.
I was really just mentioning, like, whether it's the next. It wouldn't really be GTA 5. More likely be the same engine, but with a new city. That's what I'm hoping for.
I want to go to Vice City so bad.
Yeah, and I tried to use some Godfather 2 screens to mock that up because I don't care about Godfather 2. But I like the setting they chose.
I was wondering how you got that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the first one's just Godfather 2. They're that kind of night, evening Miami scene. The other one's another Godfather 2 screen with just Tommy's Versetti's head stuck onto where.
I thought that looked familiar.
Yeah.
Leota
Anyway, yes. But I would have been equally happy just to hear about what the next DLC was, and sure enough, we did.
Boom! This week, hold on. Yay! Rockstar couldn't wait. Couldn't hold its wad. Prematurely ejaculated GTA news.
Has to steal E3 stuff.
All over our faces.
And now we have the Ballad of Gay Tony, which Charlie just spent a lot of time.
And
busting.
Michael.
Yes.
Michael and I spent all day today putting together a very quick, but I think pretty meaty and informative feature about.
It's called the Ballad of Gay Tony.
Yeah, which I'm just amazed that. I mean, Rockstar likes to court controversy, and I just can't believe that they're willing to put gay right in the title. I mean, good for them.
In kind of a rainbow.
Yeah. It's all glittery and rainbow.
All glittery and rainbow. Here's an intro.
Yes, I mean, so it's called the Ballad of Gay Tony, and coolest thing beyond the fact that they were brave enough to have that be the title was that apparently all along they've actually been sneaking in hints about what this would be all along. Like if you go back and look at the original GTA 4 and as well as Lost and Damned, you'll find the protagonist of this game, who's not Gay Tony, it's his bodyguard / assistant. You'll find him showing up, popping up in cutscenes all over the place. And
I know we were looking for this specifically, but it was odd seeing all this together. Like, they were dropping hints the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they must have planned it all from the beginning.
The Bernie, the extremely flamboyant one. You won't actually play as Gay Tony. We should say that.
Yeah, and you actually won't play as a gay character.
Yes,
Which that would have been really progressive.
Apparently, Gay Tony isn't even gay.
I think I think he is.
Okay, I hope so. Here's an introduction to, what is his name?
Luis Fernando Lopez.
Luis Fernando. Bernie, he wants to talk about Luis.
I was dripping sweat and sex and buzzing on X and Amil. The floor was mine. Oh, and did you see Luis? Luis, Tony's bodyguard. If he ever plays for our team, I hope I'm the catcher, sweetie. I do.
Is someone flooring it the whole time?
Yeah, it's on the phone.
Yeah, so in Lost in the Damned...
That doesn't explain the engine noise.
No, he's on the phone. He's talking on the phone while he's driving.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so in the Lost in the Damned, you can... there's a Congressman Stubbs. He's the guy that shows his digital wang in the cutscenes. He asks you to wiretap some of his political enemies' cars, and the first person you do is Bryce Dawkins, who's the deputy mayor of Liberty City. And he's also Bernie, the most openly gay character in GTA 4's.
He's gay?
I know. That pink scarf. Well, I guess you wore a pink scarf.
I did. For Mario Kart, that's it.
He wears a pink scarf and flaps his arms as he goes jogging in the park.
Basically, you wiretap the deputy mayor's car, and he's having a secret affair with Bernie, and that's why he's flooring it. He's driving around in his lover's car.
Here's what I didn't know: they had Luis in mind from the very beginning. Yeah. And here's his strange beginning. I think this occurs first. 3-leaf clover, everybody's least favorite or favorite mission. It's notoriously the hardest mission in GTA 4.
I think it's the second.
I never agree. I didn't have any problem with it at all, but I hear complaints about it.
Yeah, the snowstorm is the hardest, but I don't want to talk about that.
Okay, 3-leaf clover. Nico and the McCreary boys go to rob a bank.
Pegarino.
And a hero. You should never be a hero, kids. Whips out his gun. And he asks someone if he's with him first.
Hey, yo, I'm a gun club member. I'm gonna take these rookies downtown. Are you with me? Hey, what's your name, son?
Luis. But this ain't such a good idea, bro.
Yeah? They said catching that pass in my high school championship football game was a bad idea, because I broke my leg in 13 places, but I scored a touchdown and won the game. The world was built out of bad ideas, my friend.
That's my favorite quote of the day.
Which part of the world is built?
The world is
built
ideas. On bad ideas. But yeah, that's.
Well, I love that Rockstar is willing to have these ethnic, minority characters now.
Mm-hmm.
Before or every other game, you'd be playing that guy that's like, I was a football star and I broke my leg. I'm such a hero. But now you're playing the guy with the thick accents.
I'm a disgraced military man.
I think the interesting part here, though, is you can say all you want, like, the Rockstar's been planning this all along, but it could appear to people like, well, all they have to do is just go find a character they already referenced before and then make a game out of them. But what proves it? What proves it though is that achievement / trophy name.
So the next mission that he appears in, which I'm sure Chris is about to play.
I have a clip from that Luis. It happened in Luis. It happens in GTA 4.
Yeah.
Then it happens
again in Lost
Nico. It happens again in Lost and Damned, where you're playing as Johnny, and the guy who pops in the window and starts shooting the brews.
Oh, rest of you motherfuckers want to die? Do something stupid, okay? Fuck you!
Yes, that is Luis in a lovely exchange with the Jewish diamond smugglers.
Yeah, I always wondered why they concentrated so heavily on that guy coming through the window. They always made sure you saw him and saw what he looked like. I was like, okay.
Very clearly, and what were you going to say, Elston?
Just that the achievement for beating that mission, the diamond, the 3-leaf clover?
When you beat the museum piece, which shows up in GTA 4 and GTA 4 Lost in the Damned, and I'm sure it'll show up again in Ballad of Gay Tony. You'll go back there.
It's called Collector's Item in Lost in the Damned, so it's been devalued slightly.
Museum
piece to Collector's Item.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
So when you beat that mission, you get an achievement. It was kind of a weird place to get an achievement because it wasn't like it was halfway through the game or anything. It wasn't a certain point. It was called Impossible Trinity, which is like, I don't see how that connected to the museum or to what you did in the museum. And now it finally all makes sense. That was the one place where all 3 protagonists of GTA 4 come together. Mm-hmm. And then, the impossible odds of that trinity of heroes would come together in one place. And that's why I got that achievement all the way back then in GTA 4.
All the way back in GTA 4. So, technically, but you guys also have an article, what is it called? 13 things you didn't know about,
The Once We Know Things.
The Once We Know Things.
Yeah. 13 things that we already know about this expansion based on the other 2.
You both get to say one of them, and then we gotta move on, because we are in a top 7.
Yes.
Coming at you with real GTA scoops and secrets. You can't get this anywhere else.
So one of the 13 things is that we're pretty sure that a character like Brucey, who I wish we could actually play in an expansion, but I'm pretty sure he's going to show up in this expansion because he's mentioned Gay Tony, he's mentioned some of Gay Tony's associates, he sends you to kill one of Gay Tony's associates, and as I'm hoping that there'll be a mission where you're playing Luis and you have to go get his bull shark testosterone form or something.
I'm going to come out and say right now that I think Bryce Dawkins is going to actually show up as an on-screen character in the next one. I think he's going to be like the obligatory Politico in need of a henchman that you always get in GTA games, whether it's Mike Torino or Donald Love or UL Paper or Congressman Stubbs. He's going to be the next one, and it's going to once again show the seamy underbelly of politics. Now politics is just a bunch of jackasses and blah blah blah. Whenever they do, you usually kill him.
Not sure. Well, we got to move on, but you heard it here first. What is the article called?
13 things we already know about GTA 4, The Ballad of Gay Tony.
And that's a Games Radar exclusive. Yes.
Number 5 is Rainbow Six New City.
Rainbow Six New City. Rainbow Six : anywhere but here. That's what I have.
I guess I have to keep hearing my voice because I wrote this one.
Rainbow
as well.
Six : We Hate Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does seem
nobody hates Vegas.
They did two Vegas games, and now it's like, well, like you said, the game went from very strategic roots to kind of, well, let's make an offshoot Rainbow Six : Town. Yeah. That is much more shootery. Well, it keeps some of the elements of tactical.
It's like a shoot. It's like much more of just a straight up shooter, but with with a little bit of the strategy still stuck on.
And you have a picture of the Game Boy Color one in there, and I remember
the whole thing.
And it's like little ants crawling on an ant.
Here I go with Toys R Us, but I remember.
I
remember that one selling rather well in 1999 or 2000.
Yep, too true.
Is it true that the Game Boy was color once?
Yeah, the Game Boy Color version sold well there. But yeah, you had Rainbow Six Tokyo here as an example.
That is a beautiful idea, and I could be a complete moron, but has there not been like a tactical military shooter set in like the skyscrapers of Tokyo?
Every game that stars Tokyo, it's like crazy Tokyo.
It's a Tokyo variant,
which Tokyo is already very crazy.
Yes,
but like
they
still make it like, well, did you know we have giant robots there?
Yes.
Really?
Did you grind the robot dinosaur? Well, then you haven't seen it all.
I just want to see them take that same, that shooter, and because Rainbow Six has been around for a long time, but I want to see that same Vegas formula and just take it to another glitzy city. I put Tokyo there, but another one I was thinking of that'd be cool is Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, like new other game that was announced this week.
Or maybe
I wouldn't be surprised if they did
St. Louis, Missouri.
I'd be in favor of that.
Boise. I want yes, the next one.
Salt Lake
Boise.
City. Let's do.
Now you're just joking.
I'm not joking.
No,
the whole game is just the arch with like just a wallpaper cylinder around it.
That would be a boring ass game. That'd make a good ass level, though. I'll tell you that. You start on the bottom around the lobby area, and you have to
climb. Like that movie, Executive Decision. All takes place on a plane, so we all inside of the arch.
And Seagal dies in the very beginning.
Yep. Yeah. Whoa!
Yes, I brought it back around. That's how we segue. Speaking of Steven Seagal, Sly Cooper. Number 4 on the top 7 games we want to announce at E3. Brett, Sly Cooper.
Wait, I think Rio de Janeiro would work in Rainbow Six because it's Ubi and. There's a mission in Hawks that takes place there, and they're very big on cross-promoting this universe. So
you go there.
Yeah, they even get the same subtitle.
Yeah,
the guys from
they could
Hawks
call it Rainbow Six Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
Rainbow Hawks.
Rainbow Socks.
Rainbow Socks. Number 4, you're right.
Suddenly, it's a game about American apparel. Anyway,
you're right. Number 4 is Sly Cooper, which.
Is fucking fantastic.
Which really is like my favorite platforming series of the PlayStation era.
Yeah, maybe.
I have to agree. It was
Like,
I
I mean,
hands down my favorite.
Yeah,
PS2
there was like that
series.
trio of Jack and Daxter,
Cross,
Ratchet and
Rascal.
Clank. Well, Rascal was before
No,
this.
I'm making
You're jumping. You're going back too
making
far.
esoteric game jokes.
This is like 2002 when it was Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, Sly
Yeah.
Cooper, all kind of at the same time. And Sly Cooper was the like more sedate, just really clever, really like colorful, smooth graphics, good voice acting, and it
wasn't huge. But
no,
it was
it did
personal.
all right. It did have a more personal touch. Like the villains you fight in it, like there were good voiceovers where they would actually flesh out all the characters, like why they're there and why you're doing it. Which, granted, they're talking raccoons and hippos and shit, so it doesn't really. It's the kind of thing like a Pixar thing where it is ostensibly for kids, but if you play it as an adult, you realize it's not a pile of shit.
You said this last week or the week before, but I thought the first one was geared towards gamers, but could sneak by.
I've always kind of thought of it as the first one was kind of more gamery, and then the second one was very blatantly kiddie.
It's like cartoons, right?
Yeah, and then the third one was kind of somewhere in between.
Yeah, the third one I didn't play.
But the third one I enjoyed.
Which one did they introduce the sexy raccoon love interest?
Carmelita.
There was never a raccoon.
Star Fox Adventures.
She was a fox.
Oh,
okay. She's in the first
Carmelita Fox, although I believe her accent went away from the second game.
No, it's just those things where like even looking at the first game now, because I made sure to look at it again, and it still looked good. Like it was still crisp and clean, and it ran super smooth. And the whole vibe of the game is just really inviting and enjoyable to play. And the level design was creative. The bosses you fought were unique. Like they just made it. Every level was interesting.
Good point.
The first game was, I think, the best.
Actually, I've never been so compelled to go back and play it after listening to you.
Yeah, it really is. And then yes,
didn't mean to pepper that with an insult.
Yes.
True.
But like, yeah, the second one and the third one, they kind of deviate and they have you playing as a turtle in a wheelchair and a fucking hippo that drives. And they're good characters and they're fun. But like the PS3 one, aside from just probably looking amazing, like Sucker Punch could do,
damn it.
I can't get over how nice it would look because the PS2 one still looks nice.
Yeah. As long as they didn't set it. No,
Yeah.
Whoa! Micropara still burns.
You yourself are a bit infamous these days.
You could say that.
Raping is another game of mine.
Infamous.
But yeah,
we'll get to that later.
We'll move on. Is everybody on the actual list right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Number
3.
Number 3 top 7 games we want announced next week.
Number 3 games we're going to announce next week, and I'm a little confused. Half-Life 3.
Yeah.
The game 3. I don't want a colon or an episode in there.
Right.
Yeah.
3.
And it's clear that if they're going to have to announce episode 3 beforehand.
They
but we want
promised 3. That was weird. I just went back and looked at the timeline for episode 1 and 2. 1 was announced and released pretty promptly, and 2 was announced well before now and released like a year later, and no one said, they've never said anything about 3.
Yeah, I get the feeling they're just really I mean, it's Valve, notorious for not releasing sequels. Team Fortress 2 took how long? Like 5 years?
Oh, I love those original streams of like men in camo, very serious.
And the same thing with Half-Life 3. I mean, even Orange Box as a compilation is a year and a half old. And
that's the thing. I remember
this is the one on the list, and I'm like, I cannot even imagine they'll announce.
We knew we had pictures, we had footage of episode 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Well before now, and I think technically, according to the schedule, it would release this fall. Everyone is released I think within a year. I should have written it down, but they're overdue for a 3 announcement.
They're overdue, but they've also just got the fact that like I guess they could announce it and just say, hey, this is coming 2010 or something, because right now they've got so much positive feedback for Left 4 Dead that they don't really need to be in a hurry. People are still playing Left 4 Dead, TF2. You know, I don't know.
It's
like Blizzard. Like,
it does seem Valve is a little more Left 4 Dead focused right now.
Yes, don't be surprised.
Whoa!
Well, Left 4 Dead is a massive success. They put out Portal still alive a year later. I wouldn't be surprised if they put out Left 4 Dead something else.
Who's on the page?
Me.
I really like Joe's insight into being at Valve and what happened right here, because this crap happens all the time. And who wants to play Joe McNeely?
I'll play Valve Staff number 3.
Play Valve Staff. I'll be number 2.
And you have
I want to be a staffer.
I can also be Joe McNeely.
Be Joe McNeely. Which one are you?
Yeah.
I'm 1. All All right.
Okay.
So Joe was seeing some new Left 4 Dead maps at Valve a couple months ago, and this is exactly what happened. I just never seen anybody print anything like this before. Valve staff for number 1. Remember, I am Valve. Michael is Joe. I can only play one more map. I have a meeting at 2:30.
Oh, really? Left 4 Dead stuff or other stuff?
Other stuff.
What? Don't pay me any mind. Please, discuss freely.
This conversation is over!
If you tell me something in confidence, I won't say a word to anyone. Promise!
Excuse me. Start the round, or I'll be late.
Or we could do a big exclusive blowout on Games Radar, or...
You better grab your med pack. I just littered the horn!
Oh, shit!
Our sophomore level high school of acting there basically gets across the point that...
That was pretty good. Wait till you hear our singing. Hint. Hint. It's coming later.
And we were wearing costumes for that little scene there.
Yes. Basically, Joe overheard them dropping major hints at Valve, and they're like, you better not tell anyone.
You better not tell anyone. And he told everybody. Thank you, Joe. I thank you. The internet thanks you. And number 2 is my favoritist. No bias. Kingdom Hearts Trip.
Little bit of bias.
Yeah, I think I asked Chris, hey Chris, can you do a Kingdom Hearts 3 entry? Thinking that you'd be able to take the afternoon or a couple of hours. I think you spend a week on this thing.
Did not spend a week.
Overall, maybe spread out with all the art requests.
I was out of date. I had something post every day.
I'm not saying you didn't do other stuff.
I did plenty of other stuff. The art took a long time because the art...
This is like a mini feature in and of itself.
If you know how Photoshop works, the art has about 30 distinct pieces in this one.
There's like 32 layers.
One screen. There's 32 layers, and basically Kingdom Hearts 3. Who doesn't want to see Kingdom Hearts 3? I am completely gay for Disney stuff. I can take or leave the Final Fantasy characters. They're pretty incidental at this point.
Yeah, especially in those games.
Squizney.
Yeah, I kind of wish they would just make a Disney RPG by
Squizney turn. But just going back and looking at... I've heard tiny whispers, and I've never really looked into it.
Well, I mean, they had that cutscene at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2 that was like... At the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, there was a preview of... Or, there was a cutscene that ended up being, I think, part of Kingdom Hearts 2, or...
Which one? What?
I think there was a secret movie at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1.
There is. There's a secret ending on all games, and there's a new secret ending Final Mix. But, I thought I'd heard whispers a while back that this relationship wasn't working out very well.
Right, between Square and Disney.
Between Square and Disney, as do most relationships with Disney. Thank you. That's why we don't have any more Roger Rabbit cartoons. Anyway, usually, according to what I looked at the timeline, there would have been an announcement for Kingdom Hearts 3 about 2 years after Kingdom Hearts 2, which it's been.
That would have been last year.
It's been 3 or 4, and like Final Fantasy, they announced it'll be out. Final Fantasy 13 will be out 4 to 5 years after they announced it.
Right.
And so they would have announced it by now. I honestly don't think this is going to happen at all.
That's why it's something once announced now.
And though the game's coming out, I just finally did the research. That secret ending at Kingdom Hearts 2, the 3 people, those are the people in the PSP game. These people, so it was decided these games would come out as, at the latest, early 2005. Like, there was going to be a PSP game, there was going to be
Kingdom Hearts 2 didn't come out till 06.
In Japan it did.
Did it?
Yes, and I have a feeling they spent more than 1 year in development.
Right.
So yeah, these characters, they always knew they were going to exist. There was always going to be, There's 3 swordsmen at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2 are like Terra and Blobbity Blook, whoever you'll play as in Birth by Sleep, and those aren't even out yet.
But who are you going to play and who are you going to run into in Hearts 3 in your mind?
Good. I'm glad you brought that up, Charlie. My point is that I don't care all that much about Mickey. I don't want to play Tarzan's level again. Does anybody?
Yeah, they keep revisiting. Hey, here's Jack Skellington again.
Does anybody give a shit about Milan or Chicken Little? That's the thing. Yeah, nobody really wants that, and it would cost more. But what is? Go ahead here. Boom. I think if we all played it, that's what we remember Kingdom Hearts as. This is probably what's costing it the most and slowing it down to ungodly levels.
I thought you'd gone away. I brought what you asked for.
Winnie the Pooh?
Thank you, Piglet. Now I can finally have some honey.
I wanted that to be agonizing. Because there's no reason for that shit to be in an action RPG. And it's the most expensive and lucrative Disney property, so I said, what did
Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah, absolutely. It's,
I mean, I know it was...
In terms of the merchandise, Winnie the Pooh is
Right.
70 to 80% of Disney's income.
Wow.
It's huge. It's baby,
I mean,
it's
when
preteen,
when I was in retail, I was surprised that it was... I thought it had died when I was a kid, and I was like, this has been going strong for
And
ever.
I'm coming out... I fucking love Winnie the Pooh. I'm a massive Winnie the Pooh fan. Love Winnie the Pooh. I want him gone from this game. I want these sexy, sexy stars of Disney E-Squad.
B-Squad, like who?
And it's in the picture, but it's great. I got the guys from Dinosaurs, and
Captain
this
Nemo.
picture made me happy for about 5 days. Just looking at it. Oh, there's Gizmo Duck and Roger Rabbit and the ship from Flight of the Navigator.
My favorite is the cat in the bottom right corner.
Cat from outer space. And I'm like, no one will ever get this. On the first page, some guy guesses it all.
Oh, wow, really?
Outside of one minor error he calls Bob Vincent from the Black Hole. Nobody fucking remembers the Black Hole. He even had it as an acronym.
I remember the Black Hole.
I remember the box to the Black Hole and never actually picking it up.
I just watched it recently. It fucking sucks. But I would love to see all those characters.
I just remember the Little Golden Record when I was like a kid in the 80s.
And I'd really like to see Robert Faster from Jackie Brown. Like, nice Chicago guy. No one saw Jackie Brown?
I did.
I did when I was...
I got Evan Rude. He's the motor on the boat in Rescuers.
God.
Yeah, motherfucker.
I saw, again, this image is on the page of Top 7 Games We Want to Announce at E3. It'll also be on the TalkRadar 53 landing page.
Gamesradar.com.
Yeah. I noticed you have the Rocketeer in here.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched this in probably 15 years, and I've been wondering if it holds up at all. And then, over the weekend...
Oh, wow.
It was on TV.
Really? I haven't seen it in a long time.
It was on the Hallmark Channel.
Wow.
And I didn't want to watch the whole thing because Carolyn has never even seen it, ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I want to watch this so, we can watch it together so she can see... I don't want to ruin the surprise of me not having seen it in 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
But I just watched, 15 minutes of it. And it was the scene where he first uses the rocket pack to save the clown from flying the plane. It was still good. I was expecting to be like, well, I'll have to suffer through some pretty shitty special effects. They didn't look that bad.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's an underrated movie.
I saw it, I remember seeing it as a kid.
It is technically the most accurate comic book movie ever made.
Yeah. I thought it, I saw it, I remember seeing it in the theater in 91 and thinking this was amazing. And then I probably haven't watched
more Betty Page bondage, and it's 100% accurate.
It's really good. If you've never watched The Rocketeer, go watch it. This is like an example
It's
of
like Dark Void the movie.
It's like, yeah, pretty much. It's a kid's movie that wasn't stupid. This doesn't happen anymore.
And I just wanted to point out, well, first, I did in the background, there's a racist image. Disney is quietly retired. And,
baby.
we have to get him to look at the page. And, Disney has recently acquired Lock, Stock, and Barrel, the fucking Muppets.
Oh,
Muppets need to be in Kingdom Hearts. I emphasized that with Dr. Teeth. I should have showed Gonzo or Fozzie.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you fucking kill to run into them?
But the problem is, in a game, they could render the whole Muppet, and I can't stand seeing their entire body.
That is true. That is absolutely true. There's nothing creepier than Kermit's foot.
Yeah, especially when he's dancing.
Oh.
It's just like these.
I'm watching his dream fall apart in his eyes.
It is. You know how I like to see Kermit dance with his head thrown up in the air and his arms jiggling like spaghetti? And then he backs up out of frame, and we don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've talked about this for probably, according to my timeline, 15 minutes.
Let's move on. Number 2.
Let's move on.
Top 7 games we want to announce at E3 2009.
Number 1. Chocolate Shane Patterson is not here to talk about it.
I think this is the one that people in the comments disagreed with the most.
It's the one I disagreed with the most.
Yeah.
I kind of disagree with it, actually. Why is this number 1?
Yeah, what happened, Shaz?
Well, because the other ones were games, and I wanted to end on a more of a category. It seemed kind of, how can I choose between those other games? That's
you basically requested.
What I would have done is maybe begin on a category.
I stand by it.
Having seen the Wii, you basically requested a new medium.
And considering this is a whole new medium,
You saw how the new medium worked out last time, and yet you want another one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't disagree with Shane. I think 3D tech games would be pretty cool.
Yeah, number 1, by the way, is 3D tech games. I don't know if I actually said it, but there's all this talk of a head tracking thing, and you can the stereotype is and I find myself doing this, and I hate that I actually do it. But I remember playing Call of Duty 4 on Veteran, and really trying to I gotta see around this corner, and I'll actually move my head, and of course that doesn't do a goddamn thing.
You are a douche.
Yeah, but the talk is that there's technology that maybe when you move your head, it will actually move the perception.
The Wii has the technology, you just have to use it backwards.
They just have to bother.
I'd be happy just to, I mean, I know that there's disagreement even in this room, but lately the 3D movies that I've seen in the theater have been really cool.
What was the last you saw? Coraline?
I saw Coraline, I saw Bolt, Beowulf, U2, 3D.
And Shane was working on this part of the feature, right? 3D.
Yeah, he wrote this entry.
Shane's really caught up in the 3D process they're developing for movies, which are fucking intense. Like, I don't know what James Cameron's problem is with film, but he keeps feeling the need to make holographs that we can watch.
Right.
And
see, James Cameron agrees with this entry.
Exactly. No, that's Shane made a good point there. Is that movies have embraced it, and I asked him 3D parts in movies, like. When I see that part like I saw Superman Returns. Remember everything that happened in Superman Returns except for the parts that are in 3D. They don't sit with me as a movie.
You saw that in 3D?
Yeah, I saw it in 3D. This is back in, I don't know, I think 1987.
2006.
I think the listeners will prove me right. Superman Returns, 1987. And,
I don't like it when they don't plan for the movie to be in 3D. They just add it on.
June 30th, 2006.
What Shane basically said.
Superman Returns, was that the one with Richard Pryor?
Yes. What Shane basically said is that it made so much sense, all the sense in the world, that 3D glasses, for a long time, to be mass-produced like that, they make everything darker. And that's why you don't remember it or see it as clear. But
I don't think it doesn't feel true for the last ones I've seen in the last 2 years.
Dude, the glasses are like 6 cents a piece, like, in order to give them out to the public like that. Yeah, that's the thing, I haven't seen any of the new ones.
No, I'm saying,
Sorry,
I mean, I don't want them to do gimmicks either. I don't like, on Friday the 13th when the guy has the big pole in the mart and like he sticks the pole and you feel like, whoa, it's a fishing pole.
I saw Coraline 3D, and the problem with me was
that you were staying too close to the screen.
Yeah, it's even more dependent on where you sit now. Like, it's already kind of a shitty seat when you're in the front row all the way to the left. That already sucks. But in a 3D movie, it was like broken. Everything looked awful.
Really?
Yeah, it was almost... And I took the glasses off because I'm like, I can't do this. And you can't watch a 3D movie without the glasses. It's blurry.
But that's an IMAX thing, because if you're not...
It wasn't IMAX, it was a regular theater.
Really?
Yeah. I saw Coraline 3D regular theater too. I didn't sit in the back, I just sat in the middle.
I'm absolutely
if I was sitting in the middle, maybe it would have been fine.
I'll stop talking.
We'll see next week at E3.
E3. And hopefully we'll see some 3D games, and I gotta say, I love this image of this completely bored kid being hit with gorgeous 3D images of Geometry Wars.
Flying out of his Vectrix.
Just kind of enduring it as they pounce off his eyeball.
I'm bored of colors.
Yeah. You got anything else? Does Naruto show up eventually?
Believe it.
This. Fuck this. We got so much else to do. We have to move on into the second segment. We got a whole crap load of pre-E3 news. Stuff that'll make you mad, stuff that'll make you giggle. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Amazing Bionic Commando audio for the game that came out last week. For a spoiler that is perhaps the best, most hilariously awful spoiler I've ever heard, I think.
I was not mad at you for spoiling this for me.
I wish I didn't tell anyone.
It'll be remembered with things like Soylent Green.
It's good enough to where you can completely play through the game because you'll have to see that this actually happened. You'll never believe it even with YouTube.
Yep.
Also have some sad news. We'll also announce some winners. I may evaluate somebody's dream. But before we go into break, we have the world premiere of Dan Amrich's Pallet Swap Ninja's new song. PalletSwapNinja.com. Go check it out. But this is different. Everybody you're hearing right now sings in it.
Yes, he invited us all over like several weeks ago to scream at a microphone.
Yeah,
yes.
Some of it was screaming and shouting, not singing.
I may be able to elaborate on that a little bit. Here, listen to the song yourself. It's a parody of
All American Rejects.
All American Rejects. Makes you hell.
Gives you hell.
Gives you hell. Gives you hell.
Very popular song right now. I hear.
Very
popular song. I heard it for the first time. You listen to that, and when you get back, your shit's gonna get way epic.
Hi, this is Ryan McCaffrey from the official Xbox magazine's KOXM Radio. You're listening to TalkRadar.
I wake up every morning and I head to my PC to read about PS3 When I check the gaming forum, your mistakes are all I see. A grammatical catastrophe. I would like to chat, but you just can't spell. You should learn to spell. It's not spelled like that. You should learn to spell. You should learn to spell. I'd like to make suggestions, but I can't read what you write, and I'm trying with all my might. When I posted some corrections, I didn't mean to start a fight, but the thread flamed on all night. Well, maybe you're dyslexic, or maybe you're a moron. When you're talking games, you know who to blame if you just can't spell. At your favorite site, you should spell it right. You should learn to spell. This goes for Wii and 360 and PC as well. It's all hard to read, so you simply need to learn how to spell. Gotta learn to spell. I know you're probably thinking to yourself that it's just words on a screen. Everybody knows what I mean. But numbers aren't letters, and U and R are words. When your NeoGAF message made them laugh cause you could not spell. Over at GameSpot, reputation shot cause you just can't spell. And they agreed 2:45 and gamers hell. You might try again at IGN once you learn to spell. So it's I before E, except after C. And sometimes it does not need an apostrophe. But you don't even care about there, and there. It's like you learn to speak from texting on your cell.
When you're talking games, we know who to blame if you just can't spell. At your favorite site, you should spell it right. You should learn to spell. If a dictionary's kind of scary, what the hell? Then you're a fool. Go back to school and learn to spell.
On the internet, this is what you get. People who can't spell.
You should learn to spell.
On the gaming boards, you will be ignored if you just can't spell.
You should learn to spell.
You only fools use grammar rules when a gamer's well. The written words seem so absurd when you can't spell.
You should learn to spell.
I wrote this song cause you typed it wrong and you couldn't tell.
You should learn to spell.
It's not much fun as the only one here who can spell.
Way cool!
Hey, this is Shane Patterson, Associate Features Editor for Games Radar. Just wanted you guys to know that I have a new special out, Summer Movie Games Guide, featuring the Games Radar staff, including Chris Antista, Michael Raparez, Lizzie Cuevas, Hank the motherfucking Tank Gilbert, and myself. And this feature is all about summer movie games like Wolverine, Terminator. Some are good, some are bad. Reviews for all these games, and features with games based on movies and movies based on games. Anyway, a shit boatload of content that you will like, and I loved it. So I say check it out. Go to your Barnes & Noble or your Blockbuster or wherever they sell magazines these days. Check it out. Thanks. Peace!
Hey, does anybody want to listen to the rest of this motherfucking podcast? Yeah!
You know what Charlie Barrett's name would be if he was a Pokemon?
What's that?
Charbarit.
That's kind of stupid.
Yeah, it is a little stupid.
Yeah, I
but
know.
we're eating chips and we technically shouldn't be recording.
Big taboo. Wait, one more.
You know what? I was thinking about downstairs, and I said, I'm totally gay for Kingdom Hearts. And I can see that, oh, you can't say that. And I thought, that's literally the definition of gay. I can say that.
Oh, you're happy about it.
Yeah. I'm merry for Kingdom Hearts.
Yep, it's true.
Guess what? I'm gay for Kingdom Hearts. I'm not gay for Prop 8.
That takes a couple of...
If it gives you hell, you should learn to spell. Isn't that song the catchiest thing there ever was? Then you can find more of the... I won't say anything. Fine. No one give our support to our lovely friend Dan Amrich. He's over at PalletSwapNinja.com. I think eventually you'll be able to check him out on another site. But Dan was nice enough to pass along outtakes because myself, Christopher, Charlie Barrett, Brett Elston, Michael Raparez all appeared in the song during a time of a lot of work, and we probably shouldn't have done it.
We made a trip to Dan's house.
We made a trip to Dan's, recorded it in his garage.
I was in sheer panic the entire time thinking about what I had to do when I got back to the office.
You had something going live that day, and you looked so, like, I was worried about you. I had to buy you lunch because I thought I had to calm you down.
It was the 33 iPhone games, and I hadn't started on any of them. I had like a day and a half left to write about 33 iPhones.
Yeah, but what we have... you may hear this song other places, but what we have here is a TalkRadar exclusive.
Technically, GameSpot could sue us for using that.
Whoa.
CBS owns GameSpot.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
That's a scary idea.
Whoa. I finally came out later. Dan gave us outtakes, and this one is probably my favorite because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try and stretch my vocal range. And you can hear one person fall out. And I think it's pretty distinctive that it's me. Like where I just give up on a note.
All right.
You should learn to spell. You only fools use grammar rules where the gamers dwell. The gamers dwell. The written word seems so absurd when you can't spell. You should learn to spell. I wrote this song, you spelled it wrong and cut it.
We didn't have it right. Like Dan's like record. It's this parody of all American Rejects. What?
Yeah,
we never heard this song, Daniel.
It's like, no, just chant these words. Like what though? Like
how?
To what measure?
And then they kind of required chanting next to one another. Like here's another clip of us completely fucking up.
It's not much fun as the only one who knows how to spell. Motherfucking spell.
Who was that?
I think that was me. And here's what we actually start getting it.
On the internet, this is what you get, people who can't spell.
You should learn to spell!
Yeah.
Nice.
You should learn to spell!
Man, I want to have sex with that group of men.
Love it. I love it. And I think this is the actual raw take of what Dan actually used.
When you're talking games with who to play,
Hope not.
you just can't spell.
Ugh.
At your favorite site, you should spell it right, you should learn to spell. If a dictionary's kind of scary, what the hell? Then you're a fool, go back to school and learn to spell.
And that's not just us. That's like Ryan McCaffrey and
Scott.
Hey Now, Hank Gilbert, Scott Butterworth from PlayStation, the official magazine. I think Taylor from OXM, and I think Dan actually got some other people who weren't actually.
Stephen Pierce was in there.
Stephen Pierce is in there, who weren't actually recording next to an NBA hang time machine.
There's a great picture we'll have on the Teed article of a great face from Charlie.
A great face from Charlie.
Me?
Yeah. I didn't show you the picture.
I've not seen this yet.
Oh, good. You'll see it Friday or today.
Or now.
Yeah, but this is my favorite, and this is most definitely a TalkRadar exclusive.
God!
The zombie outfit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Internet, this is what you get, people who can't spell. Boards will be ignored if you just can't spell. This song is typed it wrong and you couldn't tell.
Angry zombies.
They really are angry.
I remember
entertaining and informative.
I just remember during that moment, seeing the lineup of all these men lined up in Dan's garage, and just drops of spit flying like a 60-gun salute.
I cut that out. Like I was like, can I do that again? I spit everywhere.
Everybody was spitting. It was beautiful.
I spit everywhere. I was like fucking Al Pacino and a Dilophosaurus all rolled into one. Okay, let's get into some new releases.
I appreciated the Dilophosaurus.
Okay, thank you. I have up Damnation, which I meant to capture audio from.
And you didn't?
Played that game for nothing?
Yeah, I played the game for nothing.
Oh.
What, that's out this week? That pile of shit?
Yeah, that pile of shit.
I can't say that. I only watched you play it. So.
I can say it. I played it.
You take Michael's word for it, damnation.
Oh.
I didn't play it, but I'm going to agree with Michael.
It's averaging a 41.
Like,
41.
If it were a budget game, it would still be bad, but the fact that it's full price, that it's $60, is just fucking insulting.
Did you tell me it was on the Unreal 3 engine or Unreal?
Yeah, well, what it was is originally there was a contest that was like make something Unreal.
These always result in great games.
Yeah, and the winner was a mod for Unreal Tournament 2004 that was called Damnation, and for an amateur effort, it looked pretty good. And then the studio Blue Omega, whose previous credits include direct-to-DVD horror movies, picked it up, decided that would be their first commercial game, and it's just fucking awful. It might have been good like 7 or 8 years ago, but it looks like an Xbox One game. The controls are awful. There's no weight to anything. Punching just means you run around swinging your fists in the air in the same animation.
To me, I actually did try and melee someone, and it looked like he had hit like this rhythmic cue where we were just both punching like at nowhere, and nobody was getting hurt, and we just sat there throwing punches around one another.
A fist dance.
A fist dance.
Yeah.
And I guess we shouldn't go into. Make it.
I mean, it has an interesting concept with the vertical gameplay where you're jumping and climbing, but even that's really robotic. Everything
I think
works
some of
at
the
90
controls
angles.
was okay. Were okay. I like the idea of hanging on with the R1 button.
It's like Shadow of the Colossus, kind of.
Well, it was hang on with the R1 button, and it would dictate if you wanted to jump off or jump up or down.
Right.
So once you mastered the buttons, you couldn't really fall that easy.
Watching Michael play, it looked kind of Tomb Raider-y. The jumping and leaping kind of.
It looks ancient.
Right.
Yeah.
I just meant like the way
it plays ancient too.
It plays ancient, and I guess this will sum it up. I love official Xbox Magazine UK's Metacritic quote.
Oh yeah.
Is the highest, by the way, 6. Great platforming. Shame about the rest.
And then the other one is one of the worst shooters of this generation.
And also this week, speaking of greatness, Up. I say greatness just because it's going to be a good movie, isn't it, guys? Up,
yeah.
Probably.
Oh, big ups
I've
to
heard
Up.
amazing things.
Up. Nobody got that, but Steven, I don't know if he'll be reviewing that. Who's coming in the room?
Oh my God, it's Dan.
Whoa.
It's
Dan Emmerich.
Oh no!
We just played your song in the outtakes. Yes. Hold on.
And he's wearing a Spinal Tap shirt.
Yeah, in honor of a better fake band than my fake band. Hi, sorry, I'm on my way out, and I didn't want to leave since I had to pee. That's really the main. Go straight to hell. Just go to hell.
Then learn to spell.
Yeah. Oh, very good.
Yeah, you like that?
PalletSwapNinja.com is where all things happen. I came in for a plug. I love it. And you were just like, here's the headset. Go give yourself a plug.
I have control only over.
So I appreciate the opportunity for this free radio time, in which point I can tell you all about. So that's where to get all of our songs, and I really appreciate that. So awesome. This never gets old for you, does it?
It's only been 53 weeks.
Wow. Has it? Yeah, amazing. Wow, does that ever stop? It's still fucking going. I'm like, good lord. But sometime next week, in the middle of E3, when no one will be watching, we're gonna have sort of like a nice little page on entertainment.com for all of the Pallet Swap stuff, so that you can go there and actually embed the song into your blog or your forum post. So if you want to actually scream at someone who's a stupid forum poster, you can then go and embed Learn to Spell in the conversation and say, this is for you, jerkwad.
So interesting.
That will be... Powered Up. That'll be sometime next week. I don't know when.
I have a question for you, Dan.
Okay, Charlie.
What one game do you want announced at next week's E3 conference?
Twisted Metal, whatever the fuck it's going to be. Yeah, I know. And I mean, honestly, I cannot imagine why they're not pulling back the tarp on that, because he said it's in the works. They built that whole secret thing into the Twisted Metal leftover head-on black
head-on extra twisted edition.
Yeah, which I bought. I was like, I actually bought a PS2 game, and it's all the way in whenever it was, 2008.
It was 2008, yeah.
Yeah, so I think they're crazy for not doing it, but woo! That's what I'm sad about. So that's what I would hope still shows up, and maybe Jaffe's saying, no, to throw you all off the trail.
Right, and then he walks out in the Sony press conference.
Like, hi, everybody! Yeah. And says, hey, I've got a sweet tooth.
You made her cry, Dan. Chris just met her and brought her for the first podcast.
Oh.
My name is Victoria, and I'm 15 years old, and I don't care what my mama says, I'm gonna have a baby.
Wow. Okay, awesome. She's got spunk. Your spunk, specifically, apparently.
Did she say I'm gonna have a baby, or I'm done having babies?
Oh, she's done? I thought she was gonna.
Yes, she's fixing to.
You know,
have a
I
baby.
think this would be a lot funnier if you were back on mic. So why don't you take your headset back? Yeah, I was gonna say.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Yeah.
Bye, Dan. Bye, I'll miss you.
4 hours.
Oh shit! It is kind of late. Good to be back. I hate speaking through soundboard.
So we wrapped up Damnation.
Up is done. The Munchables Wii. I don't have to tell anybody about that. You guys have all covered every piece of this. You're ready for Munchables.
I'm so fucking ready.
13 things we already know about Munchables.
It's like a World War II water submarine mine eating things until it gets bigger. Personal trainer walking for the DS.
Walking?
I think we're all excited about that. Yeah, it's gonna rethink how you walk, Charlie.
Is this for what platform again? I guess I
the Nintendo DS.
It's for the DS, and the sad thing is, it's published by Nintendo. And the thing is, I hate when people say things like, I'll be the first to line up to throw shit at Nintendo about the state of their platforms, but there's a lot of people that are like, man, what is Nintendo's problem releasing all these baby sitting games? Like, Nintendo doesn't release those are third parties.
I see.
But when Nintendo publishes Personal Trainer Walking, there's no defense for them.
What were the personal trainers before? Like,
There was-
how long did it take to get to walking?
There was a colon.
There was cooking.
Okay.
I think there was math.
Oh, that's right. That's right, and possibly a fucking language, which I don't recommend anybody else learn a second language. One is good enough.
One's good enough.
I'm very proud of you. Secret Agent Clank comes home to the PS2.
Wow. Oh, what a surprise.
Hopefully that doesn't make anybody mad. And I think we can get into the big one of the week that Michael Rapara has fucked up for the entire internet, apparently.
Yeah, clearly.
Infamous, which Michael also made inflammatory. Can you see my capitalization there?
Yes.
It's really funny in speech. Incendiary.
Well, also, and there's just a pile of money from Microsoft obscuring your
Yes,
keyboard.
that's right.
Keyboard. It was very hard to type an
How
accurate.
did they know that it was such a bold move to bribe the PlayStation editor?
So how do we address this without getting into another
How do we
Killzone?
address this? We don't want to get all Killzone on it because Killzone fans are pricks.
It wasn't the same level of venom as Killzone. I didn't think. I mean,
But basically, you gave it a 7, and
yeah, I gave it a 7, and that was the score I thought it deserved. I'm not the only one, and our comment section basically exploded.
Yeah.
Presumably the rest of the internet, although I didn't look.
a review has 269 comments, which is about 250 more than a review usually gets. Most of which are Michael Rapars is an asshole.
Well, I'd say it's about evenly divided between Dur and our fans.
Yeah, and a lot of people coming to the table.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
And I just want to say thank you because I know a lot of you are listeners. But
I would say
do
that people
appreciate
that-
the support.
Maybe we're biased, but I think the people that defended Michael were much better spoken.
More articulate and funny, and
Yeah.
these other people like, buy it. Here's my favorite complaint, which I just want to address real quick. You can't compare it to a game that hasn't come out yet, Prototype. Yes, you fucking can, and every game outlet has done it for years. They kept calling you unprofessional. Like, what if you hit it in a which to buy article in an old magazine? Like, which one do you buy, Bubsy or Arrow the Acrobat?
Right.
Save your like every review. One of the biggest review cliches for 20 years has been save your money.
Yeah.
This is on the way.
So what, you're saying I write cliched things?
Dude, you didn't write that at all. You were just kind of like this is why Prototype, because we talked about it on the podcast. Prototype was better for the exact reasons Infamous has to exist. What the hell was that?
It sounded like someone shoe farted.
My shoes rubbing against each other.
You know what? This is my shoes. Go ahead, talk. I can't find my fart button. God damn it! God damn it!
Pwned.
There it is. Oldie but goodie.
I was pwned by the fart.
Yeah, like at the end of all of our super reviews, where the super review again is where we do them in house. One of the big feature writers at Games Radar actually handles the review. We dress it up, makes it fun to read. At the end of them, always have a "is it better than" comparable game, and Michael used Prototype, and we discussed it beforehand. Prototype we felt was a fair comparison to make two open world games about superpowers very close to each other releasing, and this guy had a problem because we compared Infamous to Prototype. And he says because it's not out yet. Neither was Infamous.
Michael, sorry, you said that.
Yeah,
technically, Infamous isn't either.
I said, I compared a game that isn't out to another game that isn't out.
So it's a little silly. Like I don't know.
It's like he compared them without context. He said, "I've only seen a bit of Prototype."
Yeah, I was clear about that. I said I've only played it for a few hours. To be more elaborate, I played it for 3 hours, standing up in a bar in Vegas on a PS3. And I was jumped around. I played for maybe the first hour just from the beginning, and then a guy came by and just jumped me around to various different points in the game. The entirety of my experience.
Michael, was like, does somebody want to take this game home and play it to see if I'm a complete asshole? Because I think about the time the review dropped and we had 100 comments in about 20 minutes telling Michael he was a big, what do you call that, money shilling motherfucker.
I think asshole was the unbiased asshole.
Here's the thing, like, I picked up the game and I played it. I would have probably scored it higher. And that's it. And Michael and I are still friends, and I respect his opinion.
You don't want to call me a biased asshole? Come on.
It's not a bias. That's the thing. It's not a biased asshole because I don't play every fucking sandbox game. You do.
That's true.
And
yeah, that's the difference. Is a lot of the scores. It does sound like people. I can't say this because I don't know who all the reviewers were, what games they've played. But Michael made the very strong case of. If you played as many open world games as he had, like, i.e. all of them, you would have a stronger opinion of Infamous.
I'm sympathetic to NeoGAF's cause or N4G's cause. You are fucking bullies of the most pathetic caliber. If the Republican Party is dead, then you are carrying the proud torch of a faith-based moronic people who won't listen to reason. You suck. Wow. But I might have rated the game a little higher, and I might have rated the game a little higher. But I do say that as in it's presented and executed very creatively as far as the presentation. The visuals are not on par with something like Killzone for a PS3 exclusive. No, when people talk, I had to capture GTA footage today. When people in GTA talk and are expressive, it's fucking beautiful. This is 2 years later. Or a year later. It's nowhere near that. The sound is never synced up. People move like Blue Stinger, like just gyrate.
Yeah, just that their arms and their heads move.
Yeah. You can't get in cars, it's impossible to get places. Assassin's Creed showed you how to climb a city, and this does it a little uglier and clunkier.
It feels like a step back from Assassin's Creed.
It does feel like a step back.
And that somebody said, no, you don't understand. You reviewed it wrong because it's like Assassin's Creed. No, it isn't.
No, says the guy who hadn't played it.
It isn't.
No, it isn't. Not at all. And
I just love the ongoing thing of people commenting about games that aren't out yet.
That aren't out.
They can't comment. So.
And then like the same people who were calling me out on only having played Prototype for a few hours were often the same people who turned around and said, well, I've played the infamous demo which, by the way, is 2 missions plus 2 submissions that happen at different points, in very different points in the game.
Here's what I'm going to have you do 1 year ago, and I'm using this because I'm going to use it later. I'm going to have you review the Sonic Unleashed demo, and then the Sonic Unleashed game.
Yeah, the demo, which was only the good part.
Only the good part, not the majority.
Yeah. Should probably move on. I'm just picturing.
Pretty clear he didn't play the damn game properly.
Yeah, didn't play the game properly.
Yeah. Michael did play with his feet. That was the wrong way to do it.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I finished it twice. How did I play it wrong?
Well,
there was one guy who was like, "You shouldn't grade it down just because you suck at it." It's
I didn't want to say anything, but you never actually turned the TV on.
Oh no!
So I never found the on switch on the PS3.
I loved part of the evil. What do they call a karma decision? It has an immediate reaction. Like you're either a scourge of this. I know it sounds so stupid, but I've never seen it carried out quite so dramatically. And I did notice for the first time ever, I've told you the guys that I'm evil. I'm good. I'm always good. I can't be evil. I tried to make an effort to go evil in Infamous immediately. Had an instantaneous reaction. Felt fucking terrible about it.
Well, because the first evil decision is you starve a bunch of people.
Yes,
to death.
you kill a bunch of people going for food.
Yeah,
and
you're right to feel terrible.
But
for
but
that.
but that was kind of the thing is that I think in KOTOR and like Jade Empire, those decisions stay with you a lot longer.
Mm-hmm.
I can come back from evil very quick in Infamous. Yeah. And I was evil for a little bit, and I was good for a little bit, evil for a little bit, good for a little bit. It all benefited me.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You can go from hero to Infamous and back again in the space of like maybe an hour, 2 hours, just by like going around healing people or blowing up cars.
I don't have to reload shit. I'm evil. I'm good, and it's very distinct because you're a completely different color.
That's how Whip of Shadows kind of work too, where you can go back and forth between red and black meters.
Except you could do that instantly. And
no, well, there's a meter that's which allies you can summon and what the perception of you in the city is based on how you've behaved.
That's true, and in my Web of Shadows, I'd say is more for me because there's an easier way to get through the city.
Sounds like Fable 2 as well. The fact that you can be good and evil in the same game because you just go and just make a mess.
But it's there's a good and evil meter that's very clear and very easy to bypass.
On screen. But I do love when it ramps up the hero though, because like when people pick fights with you in the street, the themed gangs, the civilians will like start throwing rocks at them, which is kind of cool.
It's kind of cool, but then to why I agree with your 7, because this didn't bother me per se, but I am running through a hail of gunfire. The citizens don't seem to give a shit.
Generally not.
Yeah, that's like one of those signs.
Machine guns, and like GTA, again, years ago, they'll run from danger.
Yeah,
they'll protect themselves.
Like that's what I noticed. Like in Spider-Man 3, the movie game, I'm having a fight with Green Goblin on a glider, pumpkin bombs exploding everywhere, in a basketball court in Manhattan, and there's just citizens walking around. They're not even reacting.
Going to work.
So yeah, it just seems like you couldn't make just one line of code that's like if player.
That's the thing. That's why I'm saying his review score is just because it's clearly not one line of code to factor something like that, and that takes time and effort. And when people do, they deserve a higher score for making an open world game.
Yeah. I will say also, I gave the score was not a decision I made lightly. I wavered a bunch, and in the end, I decided that the only reason I would be giving it an 8 if I gave it an 8 was because I was afraid of the reaction, and that is a shitty reason to score a game.
But
it's not about me.
But that point is lost on everyone who only saw the 7.
Yeah. Well, what I did want to point to in that, and just kind of move beyond this, was something I saw a long time ago about Famitsu scoring. And it's kind of understood in Japan, and they get this entirely select button. Had a column about how Famitsu rates games, like Smash Brothers, all 10s.
Right.
This is in Japan. This is the Japanese weekly magazine, total holy grail.
Yeah, it's the video game magazine
of what happens. And this is a quote from Select Button, who allegedly sees these guys every day, cool, amicable guys. When Famitsu rates a game high, they do it out of respect for the readers. They take a reader poll every month. And what's the highest game? Avid players of Kingdom Hearts are as most of them are. He was using Kingdom Hearts as an example. Avid players of Kingdom Hearts don't want to be told that Famitsu really thinks of their fucking piece of shit hobby. So, Famitsu awards the courtesy score, which used to be known as all 9s and a 10, and is now known as 10s and a 9. Wow. When Famitsu knows a game is going to sell 2 million copies in a week, regardless of what they say, this is what they do. And if you look at Famitsu's scores of Sonic games, they're incredibly high because they don't want to offend a fan base.
Wow.
This is essentially what you're asking us to do.
Yeah. That's what credibility means in the minds of certain people.
Yes.
Does it match up with my assessment of the game? Then
yes,
yeah.
You crazy faith-based, and God bless you for spending $600 on that system. Yeah, he's like, you're clearly biased against the PS3. You don't know anything. You prefer 360. And quote by MGS4 Solid Snake. Like, who the fuck are you to call anybody?
You know, I'm going to come right out and say the PS1 was actually the system that cured me of console bias.
Yeah.
Because up until that point, I was a hardcore Nintendo fanboy, and when all the games went to Sony, I was so pissed.
Yep, me too.
And I was like, Square didn't make the wrong decision, or I didn't make the wrong decision on a console, Square did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I finally broke down, and I got a PS1, and I was so much happier.
Yeah, it's very true. Like because prior to PS1, it was Sega versus Nintendo, Genesis, Super Nintendo, 16-bit, like the meanest, most in-your-face console war there ever could have been, because the internet came after that and people could just yell at each other anonymously. Whereas I would throw punches about a fucking Super Nintendo. You're gonna fucking say, whatever. And
then PC gamers sit on the sideline and be like, what the fuck
what are you people arguing about, you children?
Christ.
But,
Jesus Christ.
When PS1 came out, I was like, oh, well, I did want to play Final Fantasy, Castlevania, and Metal Gear on Nintendo, but I can't. It's only on PlayStation, so I guess I'll get a PlayStation.
Hybrid heaven? Fuck.
Hybrid heaven,
By the way,
please.
I think a lot of you guys, and I don't care because I don't review that many games anymore. I'm more of a joke writer, feature guy. I think you N4G guys and you NeoGAF guys have scared the gaming populace into giving the score you want because you're going to be the people they're trying to please.
Which why they try to appease like a group of 5,000 people that are on forums
so
actively. It's like that's
vocal minority. You're the new Republicans. Congratulations, you fucking faith-addled dipshits, just ruining the internet for everybody. You never see 360 fans coming on your forums.
Yeah.
Because you want to know why? Because they have a system they're comfortable with, and you're not.
Yeah. And Nintendo fanboys used to be this bad, and I used to be right there with them. I used to be in those forums.
Now they don't exist.
And now, because we're happy to get whatever the hell Nintendo gives.
Yes.
Like I'm like, you know what?
I was starving.
That said, Punch-Out's a fine game. No matter how you slice that shit. That was a fine game.
Amazing. Speaking of Michael, can we move on? What do you think?
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Spend enough time.
Moving on into real news. I had
Bionic Commando because several people mentioned how did Bionic Commando get an 8?
How did Bionic Commando get an 8 by comparison?
Right. There was some problems.
Why did Bionic Commando win?
I only want to say this immediately. I don't get to play a lot of multiplayer as someone who tries to play every goddamn game.
Yeah.
I think Killzone single player is not garbage, but beautiful, beautiful rubbish. and like the multiplayer, yeah, it's fine. That's great. If it works for you, that's fine. I completely understand. Same with the thing with COD 4. I know that's good.
It's good.
Killzone 2, the game, think is stupid. Not worth it. Not worth a 9. Not worth an 8. Not worth a 7 to me.
Wow.
Infamous is a single player game, and but here I am sitting across from my friend Michael Raparis,
having a dialogue,
not calling him an asshole and a biased piece of shit.
That was earlier.
That's just me.
Well, see, that was one. Killzone is one where I didn't particularly enjoy it, but it's like I can see how this is very well made. I can see how somebody who's into this will enjoy it very much, and it's fun, and so why not?
Which moves us into Bionic Commando.
Actually, that's a poor choice of words. I didn't love it. I did enjoy it.
You enjoyed it.
Yeah, but I had no love
as a work experience.
Yeah, Bionic Commando
Go ahead.
Was compared for whatever reason because the reviews hit around the same time.
Oh my god!
And we gave Bionic Commando an 8, which was a magazine port from one of the UK magazines. I would have reviewed this game if Punch-Out hadn't come out the same day, and Punch-Out's never going to lose to Bionic Commando.
I tried my best to review it.
Yeah.
Too.
And last week I was saying, I played like the first 2 hours of Bionic Commando, and I was like, this is pretty fun. Blah blah blah.
Did I not say it? I can see the 6s.
I could. Yeah. At the time, I thought the 6s were too low, but this is an example of you need to beat the games you review because over the weekend I beat it, and I can agree with the 6s for a lot of various reasons we don't need to get into. Just some awful level design, some really cheap deaths.
Really?
Loading the multiplayer.
Not just the drowning.
Drowning's annoying, like just level design where you swing into areas you can't recover from and radiation kills you.
That's right, because you can't see it coming and you're just dead.
And just the level design of like the whole game is built around the arm and it's too easy to not be using the arm.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was actively trying to swing everywhere and it just seemed like no, get on the ground and run, and it's like that's not the point. But anyway, beating the game revealed to me the plot spoiler.
Which is the first time I think I don't care about spoiling the plot for you.
Yeah,
it's too good. We have to reveal it.
I don't think anybody cares about plot spoilers.
In a TalkRadar exclusive.
No, it's not!
Yes, it is.
So, I was playing it, and I'm a fan of the original Bionic Commando. I've been looking forward to this game.
Oh.
I still think it's all right. It's worth playing to see how you feel about it. It's a really unique experience.
Just wait for discount.
Yeah, that's
Or rent it.
that's the safest.
Rent it.
That's the safest thing. You may love it. The multiplayer is fun. I like that.
Did you play it in a single weekend? You did, actually.
I
so.
beat it over the course of like 6 days. The last 2 of which were like really long sessions. Anyway, originally the Bionic Arm was just in the original NES Bionic Commando in arcade. It was just a metal arm attached, a metal thing attached to your arm already. It was just like a grappling hook arm, like a glorified Batman 2.
You don't need to explain it. It's here.
It's here. It's a
Deal with
Bionic
it. It's
arm.
a game mechanic that's going to define what you're going to do for the next couple of hours.
You
Shut
can't
up.
jump because it's too heavy. It's just an arm. That's why you swing. The new one, they actually made his arm metal and twisted, and okay, fine, makes sense. Modern update, got it. The plot of the game is about Nathan Spencer, who is called back into service after being in jail for 5 years for reasons.
For being bionic.
For being bionic, whatever. And he's like, I need to find my wife. If you let me out, that's the first thing I'm going to do. The people recruiting him say, we'll tell you all you want to know about your wife. You've got to help us so these terrorists attack the city. Blah, blah, blah.
We're sorry.
You're the only one who can do it. So he's like, fine, but I need answers. I haven't seen my wife in like 5 years. I need to know what's up. Blah, blah, blah. Long game. Later. You keep getting hints like, you're not going to like what you find out. You don't know anything, do you? Yes, I know, but you don't want to know, man. You don't want to, you're too close to this.
Oh, when can I play the first audio?
Oh, and then you get to the last stage. Literally the last stage of the game.
This is all from the last stage.
This is on like the last 5 minutes of the game.
All right.
Well, last 30 minutes.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, if you don't want to hear Bionic Commando spoilers, fast forward to minute. Put it in later.
Yeah. Yeah, but trust me, don't skip it because it's fucking hilarious, and it won't deter your enjoyment of the game. It's just fucking. It's the dumbest spoiler ever. Okay, so this is the first clip. It's gameplay footage, so you'll hear gunshots and shit. But it's a guy talking to you over your intercom, and he just got revealed to be the villain, and now he's telling you about your bionic arm.
You don't know the first thing about how your technology works. All that time we wasted trying to make a machine like a human. We finally realized that the machine must be human.
So as you're walking up, that's when I'm like, wait a second. So I don't want to give it away yet.
Hold on,
here's
I got another clip.
And then here's right after that.
Your bionics are conscious devices, Spencer. It was all just a matter of storage capacity.
Oh.
The mind of the catalyst melds with the mind of the host. That is why the emotional bond must be strong. Why the catalyst must be someone close. You've been using her all along.
The arm is his wife!
Is that was the reveal?
That's the reveal.
The arm. Hold on. Which one?
There's a 3, isn't there?
1, 2, 3, or 4?
There's a 3.
I want you to pick the dramatic impact that
2.
this has to have.
2.
Oh, the wife? Huh.
Yeah, it's like, they're telling you that the reason you haven't seen your wife in 5 years, why she mysteriously vanished when you got your bionic arm, is because she is the arm, and she sacrificed herself so you could have an arm.
How does that work? Yeah, I still understand. Are her like muscles and tissue inside the arm?
They don't say if it's like my soul
Did they,
or
like download her mind and then kill her.
Yeah, I just don't.
They never say. But
maybe I'm just a hippie man, but she technically had like 2 arms if she was living.
I don't know why she couldn't just graft her arm onto his body.
Maybe she was shrunk down and she's inside a little cockpit in the arm and she's controlling it all.
The third clip is a flashback that you then have after hearing this, and it's you on an operating table with your wife in front of you.
I'll always be by your side.
Literally.
And by your side, I mean I'll be your arm. But I said it in the office out loud. I was like, does anyone want to hear a spoiler? Everyone, huge laugh. I wish I would have saved it for the podcast, but it was too stupid to not just, guess what? Because then the jokes start like, there's a girl in the game with bionic legs. And it's like, so does she have to sacrifice both of her kids to get those legs? Or is it her husband?
Does she have to have 4 kids?
Like, well, how many body parts equals...
Just doing the math.
But the last clip I wanted to play is while I was looking through YouTube clips, which I do want to thank this YouTube user, Raven Van Helsing.
He's good.
Who recorded the whole fucking game already. I was searching for audio for clips of this because there's a couple... I wanted to get some clips that were like, you don't want to go this far, man. It's a world of hurt if you open this box of worms, maybe. Lion worms.
Yeah.
And the fourth clip is... It's you know that NPC dialogue when you sneak up on people and it's just two soldiers chatting?
Yeah, we better not unleash the element on everybody before it.
Yeah.
The boss says it's ready.
Yeah, so that's happening, and I didn't hear this in the game, but this is actual in-game audio, and I thought everybody here would really enjoy it. It's the guy swinging up to someone, and then you can hear what he's saying.
Brett, for fuck's sake!
And it's because there's a guy wearing his headphones, and he's like, I'm on a lookout. I don't need my ears to look out. But I was recording that, and I had took my headphones off twice. Because I was like, who said what? There's nobody named Brett in video games.
No, never.
That's why I'm like, wait, what?
Gone with the Wind is the last video game you were ever in.
That's Rhett.
It's a terrible play.
That's Rhett, but whatever.
No, my bad.
There is someone named Brett in Double Dragon 3 who dies.
My bad.
What about the Grace Under Fire video game?
Brett. I was hoping Brett for fuck's sake would become a button. I don't know.
It might be. It might be. Who's to say? What if we close out the podcast that I'm not going to play it again?
Right.
I might play it at the end. What do we got? We got I wanted to get into this Wii stuff. High Voltage, the folks behind the Conduit, have continued their Wii allegiance, and I'm almost mad because we were talking. David, the guy we did the interview with, he's like, "Yeah, dude, come behind the closed doors. We're gonna give you a bunch of shit you guys can use." Hope he still does, because they announced 2 games in the span of 2 days.
Did they?
Yes, the Conduit, Gladiator AD, a bloody 101 fighter set in Rome. I don't honestly know why no one's done kind of a one-on-one God of War kind of game with the Wii. It just seems kind of stupid, and I'm glad somebody is doing it. And The Grinder was just announced. Left 4 Dead-esque 4-player co-op shooter with werewolves and vampires.
Wow.
Who is not interested?
Sounds like Underworld.
Yeah.
Underworld?
Sounds like Legendary.
That's kind of what I was wondering because I'm playing the awful Legendary.
Is it awful?
Playing it now, yeah, it's fucking awful.
Oh.
Playing it's awful, but I mean, that's kind of what makes a werewolf and what makes a vampire a vampire.
Right.
That they're kind of not easy to kill.
Right.
And there's certain things you have to do to kill them. So, Left 4 Dead 4-player co-op, thinking solely of Left 4 Dead, where zombies are just kind of
fodder,
sponges with blood in it that I can knock over and explode. There's certain you won't be able to kill a werewolf the same way as you will a vampire. And hordes of them. Think about that. Hordes of that. Like, say, for example, legendary werewolves, you have to remove their head. If you had to it was some zombie you had to get a headshot on guaranteed. Every zombie in Left 4 Dead you can kill, and there's an incentive to kill them a certain way, but you can always kill them.
Yeah. I think it'll probably be the exact same game, except you'll pick up a little package of wooden stake bullets or a little package of silver bullets.
That too, but you're going to have to switch apart, but that's Left 4 Dead can display all of their enemies on screen at once. That would not make this very... Well, the screens look pretty intriguing, and...
It's another thing where I'm very glad they're trying to give a Left 4 Dead experience.
I'm very glad
Wii.
they're trying, and as just going back and playing... Going back and playing first-person shooter with motion controls, kind of fun. And
the thing is...
4-player co-op is exactly what the Wii needs.
It'd be fun to stab a wooden stake with a Wii.
That's true. That is fucking true. God damn it, running through a sea of vampires throwing stakes into people's chest is fun. Sorry.
There's a Buffy game for that.
Mm-hmm. Not with motion controls.
It's true.
Go ahead. Who has a point on this so we can move on to other Wii stuff?
And also announced for Wii this week.
Oh, there you go.
Nintendo announced... Nintendo did not announce, but Nintendo registered 2 trademarks. Tuesday, I posted a story, Nintendo's worst-case scenario for E3 2009. And in it, I made a bunch of jokey, games that they'll announce. And they were all supposed to be fictitious, even though in my darkest heart of hearts, I think they're mad that they didn't think of Mario Karty. Mario Karty was my favorite. I've been sitting on that joke for like a month now.
Somehow you got Reggie to comment on all the articles.
Yeah, I wrote Reggie dialogue and ended them all with horrible puns like, let's get this cardi started.
Infinitely believable.
And Donkey Kong is the new king of the fungal.
Sorry, I didn't read that far.
They're all bad. And the new Luigi's Mansion that they're going to make with new play control. And
Luigi's Mansion, the third story.
Luigi's Mansion, the third story.
Second
and
brother.
Reggie says, I've spoken with Mr. Luigi backstage, and he tells me that this time around, he ain't afraid of no ghost. Anyway. Oh, and also Dr. Wario was another great one.
Dr. Wario.
Wario's revenge will no doubt be a bitter pill for Mario to swallow, but watch out. The doctor is in. Sane.
Oh my god.
Wait, another one. Kid Icarus bow training. With skills like his, you can't myth. Alright.
Oh, God.
But
my sides hurt from
You've
all the
worn
last
out
time.
Charlie Barrett.
But two of the games I made up as a joke were Wii Color.
That one sounds very real. Very
Wait.
Wii Color, like a
Okay,
Mario
okay,
Paint
okay.
Photoshop level thing, and Wii Fit Resort.
Okay. Now
And
don't
then-
reveal this. I have a button I want to play with.
Alright. And the games that were actually trademarked this week,
Are.
24 hours after I posted this story, are.
I'm gonna go pee. Is that okay?
Nintendo Art Academy.
Oh, wow.
And Wii Fit Plus.
Oh, no.
Ooh. Which doesn't necessarily mean those games are coming out, but I really think we'll be sitting through a Wii Fit Plus demo at the press conference. And they will again try to make a room full of 2,000 games journalists give a shit about a fitness program. It may be interesting. It may be well made. It may be a good idea and financially
I'm sure that
viable.
Cameron
I
made
don't
it.
give a crap.
It may be a 20-minute demonstration.
It will be. It will be a 20-minute demonstration.
Cameron Diaz will come out and stick a fucking remote in her. Like they have a lot of money to do that, and I'll be glad I'm there. But like last time, holy shit!
Well, Wii Music, like if it's and then snowboarding with.
Go back and watch that again. And I know I said this probably 50 podcasts ago. The guy come out. Here's what we have. Our game for next summer. And it's a guy playing the drums, and he waits 4 times for applause to kick in, and they never do.
Because no one can believe what...
Like, what did you want? He's like... and like he goes back to playing again, and I think people applauded when they realized he wouldn't get off stage until they did.
It was just... and then, of course, the infamous... moment of all 4 of those, and all 4 of the Nintendo of America people on stage dancing, playing Wii Music.
Jumping into midair.
And it was like...
I almost overdosed on retarded.
Don't forget.
I did, if that's possible.
That's a big problem in America.
Yeah.
So,
Speaking
again...
of which, I just want to say I love that you reused one of the screens from the character battle
Yes.
in the Wii Color entry.
Yes.
Please go read that again.
Mr. Driller versus Samus.
I made that image by myself.
There's
beautiful.
There's a character battle we ran last summer. If you just search Games Radar character battle, it's intentionally the stupidest thing.
Because it always is. I'm sorry.
Like it was me and Brett and Tyler Wild. Were you there, Chris? I think you were.
Yeah.
And Stephen Pierce, our boss's boss. And we just
you and I wrote most of the Mario dialogue in
Just
complete tears.
Yeah, with like Bad Lieutenant as the inspiration. But
I have to go look this up.
It's just so. And then when you read the final,
and it's just like, how do we get out of this office as quickly as possible?
Yeah.
Okay, straw names out of a hat and come up with the stupidest scenarios we can.
It was amazing. And then it's funny because it posted before we had comments on the site.
Mm-hmm.
But now there are comments there, and they're all like, "This doesn't make any sense."
This doesn't make any sense.
You're right, because forum battles between characters that will never interact never make sense.
I like forum battles. But there are plenty of legitimate sites that devote a very long time. Game facts to characters battling with one another and duking it out. And the Mario stuff, like we were just like, well, what do you do with Mario? He can jump. Maybe he can throw a fireball if he can get to a phone booth to change suits in time. Like, nobody knows what the fuck to do with Mario. So this is Mario versus Chairman Steve from fucking...
From Last Alert.
From Last Alert.
Turbo Duo.
Growling a string of unspeakable blasphemies, Mario lurches forward drunkenly and grabs Chairman Steve by the crotch, crushing the man's testicles in his iron white glove grip. Cursing the whore who brought Steve into existence, Mario plunges the index and middle fingers of his free hand into Steve's nostrils and yanking upward rips the fleshy knob of nose away from Steve's face. As Steve screams, choking on his own blood and tears, Mario lifts Steve above his head and with an inhuman roar rips the man in half. Chairman Steve dies. And in the back, it's just Mario standing on a burning pyre in a normal stance. This, to me, was one of the funniest things we ever did.
Yeah. And just there's only a few comments on it, but it's just funny that people are like, this is stupid. You're right!
The internet should not have been a character. Actually, if you read that entry...
If you read why
I forgot the internet was a character.
If you read why the final battle is the Hulk versus the internet...
If you can get to that place with us, follow us there.
If you can follow the chain of events, there's a reason why the final battle of the best video game character
why the Hulk
is
wins.
the Hulk versus the internet. Charlie's not smiling.
Charlie's not smiling
He's
at all.
not just not laughing, not smiling.
To be fair, it's 9:20 at night.
Yeah.
It was more like I wasn't in that office, so it all makes no sense to me as well.
Okay, hold on. We can keep going.
Well, none of our listeners.
Enough of our bullshit. COD Modern Warfare 2 trailer. Kicked the shit out of my ass, and I do not give a fuck about COD or Modern Warfare shooters. You know what? Hold on, everybody. All right, here's how we're gonna do this, listeners. Cue up the Modern Warfare 2 trailer. Infinity Ward's official site.
ModernWarfare2.infinityward.com.
If you can remember that, Google's way better for typing. Or lack thereof. As soon as the may contain inappropriate content for children thing hits on, children hit play. Alright? Here we go.
So we're gonna kind of react to it as it plays.
Yeah.
See if this works.
Because
Hey, that guy's from the first
Scary Ghost.
Where's Shark's Fin? I didn't think I'd care about the second version of these people.
Oh, it's Captain Price.
I know, I care now.
Oh, I shot that guy's arm off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Little cool, no?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I know.
Civilians.
Whoa, no way.
Led by the shadow of Zakayev, one Vladimir.
Racist.
However, sees it differently.
The planet is lost.
Oh, you just got shot.
Man.
Oh, him too.
Never trust a black guy in a beret, people.
The world's man of action.
Is that a man or a woman talking?
How it came to this.
Stab!
Contact and real. Don't you ever go around the inside? He's gone silent. Makarov's reach is spreading. This can only end one way.
Oh my god!
Oh, the tunnel's collapsing.
Shut up. This is really cool. No shit.
Oh yeah, the ending is really cool.
Really?
And I hate Modern Warfare games.
Oh, man.
Oh, whoa.
And it looks like all gameplay footage.
And then a big finale. Getting sucked out.
Whoa.
Nice.
Oh, man. Wow.
How it happened?
That was better than like every action movie I've seen in the last 5 years.
Seriously, do you think I want to give a shit about this game? And over and over and over, they give me every reason to.
I didn't know it was going to be such a direct sequel to the first one. I thought it was going to be,
Yeah,
hey,
me
it's
neither.
another
Yeah,
Modern
yeah.
Warfare game. I didn't know it was going to have Captain Price and
Awesome.
Zakhaev or whatever his name was.
Awesome. I hope that worked for everybody. If it didn't, go back and give the trailer. Maybe it'll work.
We'll never do it again.
We'll never do it again. Well, you know what? That'll be the new poll.
Yeah. Do you want us to do that again?
Either way, pretty goddamn cool. Speaking of Activision, Tony Hawk Ride.
Yeah.
Peripheral-based Tony Hawk game. Shows up on GameStop. Pre-order, $120.
Not surprised.
$120. I'm a little surprised.
I'm really not.
But not surprised because I think Activision came up with the idea first, and then came up with a date the game was coming out. And didn't think about anything in between. We want 4 sensors and a giant 1-1 board on the floor.
I don't understand what they could possibly do that you would stand on and still get a sense of motion.
I think it rocks like a normal board. When you're practicing skating, you can use the deck without the wheels to practice ollieing. And there's a part of me, and again, this is all from their stupid hype machine. Like on the harder difficulties, that's kind of what it is. It's a deck on the floor.
But the problem with that is like it has to be something connected because they're not gonna sell a controller that's a board I could flip across the room and break anything. They're not gonna release that.
I think there's enough skateboarders out there right now. That's probably
a real skater won't want to play this game.
If a company is making money, is still in business making decks, this deck with Tony Hawk the game is half the price of an actual skate deck.
Right, but it's as a controller, it will have to be based on something or mounted to something because they're not going to just have a controller that I can accidentally slip off of and it wheels across the room. People don't practice skateboards in their living room.
It's built. It's not flat. It's built on a little rocking system. That's how it's sense where you're going. But it
can't roll away from you.
No, it can't roll away from you.
That's what I'm saying.
But it can still rock away. But they're talking about, like, when you do a manual, you're doing a manual.
Right.
Meaning when I do a revert while I'm doing a manual, I am using, we discussed that yesterday, 5 feet of space.
Right.
To pull off this one move. I'm baffled. I can't wait to see what it looks like. I hope it's there at E3. Can I get permission to cover it from you 4 guys?
Go
guys?
for it. Yeah.
Go for it?
You are allowed.
Thanks, guys. We'll move on. 28 years ago today, the first software patent is filed. Swift answer, promising full text, free roam narrative, information input, storage, and retrieval.
What are you talking about?
It doesn't matter. I was going through it very fast. Because of
the wonderful things she does?
Because it's a sad day. At TalkRadar, we have experienced a loss. This is what I call, I guess, for lack of a better word, a TalkRadar obituary. That needs a new sound. We lost Wayne Allwine. Wayne Allwine, the voice of Mickey. He opened up, I forget which podcast, but this is Mickey playing video games.
Catch one of these!
Love it. If you can see this, that's from a cartoon called Runaway Brain.
Yes.
The last Disney short, Mickey Mouse short ever made, and it's dopey in a Mortal Kombat-esque fighting game with those sound effects. Fantastic, great cartoon. Very weird to look at. Mickey Mouse turns into a bloodthirsty predator. No shit. I think I made Brett watch it. Yeah, he died this week. He's been doing the voice of Mickey since 1983. Mickey's Christmas Carol, which I think we old shitheads probably saw attached to The Rescuers.
Yes, I saw that.
30-minute...
what was Prince and the Pauper before?
Prince and the Pauper was Kid in King Arthur's Court? I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But I know what you're talking about, and that's because it made me think of Kingdom Hearts, because I think a lot of... I went back and watched Prince and the Pauper recently, and when you're in Mickey's castle, it looks a lot like the Prince and the Pauper. There's a lot of characters around playing pieces of royalty who weren't actually in the cartoon, but it's still Prince and the Pauper. And I think this guy was... it took a long time to get Disney to decide one guy has to do this voice from here on out. Needed the voice for everything.
Right.
And including Kingdom Hearts.
Oh dear, so even if they do a 3, there'll have to be a new Mickey.
There'll have to be a new Mickey.
King Mickey?
King Mickey. And he was apparently very protective over how the voice was done.
I was gonna say, he's gotta be paid like $100 a word.
And remember, like, we can all do the Mickey voice. Oh my god! All these things are happening to me. I wish I could do something. Like, we can all do Mickey all day long. I think Wayne brought a little bit of... I'm not even gonna, cliche it by going Leonard Maltin saying humanism, acting talent. He brought acting talent to Mickey Mouse. And, it's Mickey Mouse talking to Riku.
I've got a request for you.
Request?
Listen, Riku. Just because darkness holds you, don't let go of who you are.
Cheesy dialogue.
Sounds weird.
Cheesy dialogue delivered well. Can I...
Yes.
Okay.
I'm concerned about the stability of the worlds.
Christopher Lee.
That's what worries me too.
Mickey talking to Christopher Lee about the stability of the universe.
Christopher Lee play.
He's Ansem in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Never played it.
But to torture you motherfuckers.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's right. we're gonna go in. We would be in break right now if it wasn't for this. What do you think of that, Charlie Barrett?
What's that?
If it wasn't for this,
I hope this is going somewhere.
Mickey time! Making music! That's my thing! I bought a guitar and
Stop!
it's not. No, too early.
I went outside in my underwear. The door was I'm stuck out there. Along came a bus full of kids.
I was helping a friend move this weekend, and I came across a mint condition copy.
Oh my god!
Oh wow!
Of Mickey Unwrapped.
Oh,
It's Mickey wearing crisscross clothes. Is he dressed backwards?
Yeah.
Yep.
Jesus!
1994.
And he's pointing at his crotch, suggestively.
I don't think they knew what that meant.
Have some of my balls and cock. My mouse balls. The look on your face.
Michael Jack.
Mickey, it's called Mickey Unwrapped. Drop the W. Drop the W, yo. Michael, I'm gonna play.
He's wearing his Mickey Mouse pants underneath the jeans.
I'm gonna play. This is Kevin Allwine, or Wayne Allwine. I feel at his finest, and we need to honor this man. He's dead, so I'm going to play every single song off this track in its entirety.
No,
not really, but obviously, if anybody's gonna comb through this album and get a couple clips, it's me.
It is only.
But this is MC Mickey, and obviously that was You Can't Touch This.
Yeah, he's the mouse who can do it. Gonna rap it through it. Got a positive message and you know he's into it. And talk about is
all the better to hear the Mouseketeers say. Ooh, sounds so sweet. It goes to the beat. So when we meet, get on the feet. You know we're gonna walk it up and down, talk it up and down Main Street.
All right.
Shut up.
All right.
Just imagine some
I kind of like
bro
that.
in his 70s doing that.
That reminds me of the Star Wars Christmas album, which I like. So I didn't mind that.
That's the thing. Tying it in with that, there are celebrity guests.
Oh.
I believe
Spider-Man?
Close. Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh.
Bow wow wow, wag it up, wag it down on the beat with a bow wow wow. Dogs are cool.
Wow,
Dogs are good. Would you like to be a dog? I thought you would. You gotta think like a dog.
All right.
Back it up, bitch!
I do not like it anymore.
She rhymed every dog with dog. That's Fred Durstian.
It's straight up tripping, dog.
That's Fred Durstian. They also had. This is a huge coup. What do you think this song is? Michael put his head in his hand. Everybody's. What do you think that is?
Fuck, I know that song.
Tag team.
It sounds like 69 Boys.
Back again. Well, tag team. Whoop. There it is.
Oh,
This is
Whoop,
called
there it is.
Whoop, There It Went. Featuring Tag Team.
Wow.
The actual band. The actual band. You know that's dignity when you're rapping with Mickey Mouse. Let's hear a little bit of the chorus.
Tossing Donald up in the air, now trying to catch him. He falls down. Whoop, there he went, hit ground. Whoop, there he went.
Tag team.
Whoop, there he went. Whoop, there he went.
God.
Go.
Michael looks like he can never show his face in public again.
Hey! We're honoring a man's life. This is what Wayne Allwine did.
This is not honoring, this is mocking.
It is not. Well, I mean, to be fair, Mickey appears very rarely. We have, I'm not gonna play them. Minnie Mouse in the House. What a Mouse. I bet you, anybody who was raised in the 90s.
What a mouse!
Knows what song
What
that
a
is
mighty
based off.
fine mouse.
The Color of Music featuring Color Me Bad.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And this is one of my favorites, Ducks in the Hood. Donald appears. Goofy and Minnie are the star of this.
Can Donald
this album.
sing a song?
It's the nephews. You ready?
I got the wing with the thing. I got grape juice all over myself.
Wait, what did he say?
I got grape juice all over
I thought he said
myself.
he had bitches all over himself.
No, grape juice.
Understood creatures.
Grape juice. And this is the last one I'll play is DJ Goof, which is probably Blame It on the Rain of this album.
Don't you see? It's for the mouse MC, so he'll give a try. The old college. Why? He's a graduate from a university. R.A.P. alumni, that's me. You can call me Goof JD. I mean, DJ Goof.
Oh, Christ!
You see why Square should be given carte blanche to do with these fucking characters.
Whatever they want.
This has Disney records all over it.
They can't possibly do much more damage to the characters than Disney already has.
Can't do much more damage. I
Somewhere
love it.
on 101 North, coming up from San Jose, there's a Radio Disney building off to
Yeah,
the side.
it's an AM radio station here. I had to get it on satellite radio. It is abysmal nonsense.
Really?
Don't listen to your Radio Disney.
Based off of that, like, what else can they play?
Yeah, in all seriousness, Wayne Allwine is my preferred voice for Mickey Mouse. Miss him a lot. We're gonna go to break, to celebrate the man with, Ice Mickey.
God!
And when we get back, question of the week, community segment, game deals, and
winners for the Bionic Commando box of shit contest.
Hear that?
Goof JD?
Goof JD.
He's a mouse with a mission, a fine musician. Fun and dancing are the first requisition. Music in the key of peace and harmony. The world all together, and that's the way it has to be.
Moving to the beat, yellow shoes on his feet. When he's on the microphone, he gets you off your seat. Bringing down the house, cool as a mouse. Sing along with Mickey and you'll see what it's about.
Ice Mickey. I'm busting a rhyme.
Ooh, baby, ice Mickey.
Gosh, I sure hope I can get it fixed.
Everybody, ice Mickey.
I'm so cool. I'm cold.
All right, this is the final round of the Games Radar Spelling Bee. Darth Vader, your word is TalkRadar.
As you wish.
Brett Elston, use it in a sentence.
I swear to God, I've never laughed so hard as I did when listening to TalkRadar 15.
TALC.
Sorry.
Go to GamesRadar.com.
Bambi 2 is going into the Disney Vault.
Better hurry.
After just 70 days on sale, the glorious Bambi 2 DVD goes into the Disney Vault for 10 years, along with Cinderella 2, Bambi 2002, Sleeping Beauty 3, Lil Sleepy Meets Aladdin, Hunchback 6, Air Dog Quasi, Mulan 8, The Prozoids Fight Back, Jungle Book 3.0 Jungle Blog, and 101 Fellations.
Gosh, all my favorite movies are in the Disney Vault.
I wish we could live in the Disney Vault.
Now you can.
Mickey!
Now on DVD only, it's Journey to the Disney Vault, the ultimate child's dream come true.
Look, it's Beauty and the Beast Hawaiian Adventure.
How I missed it.
Sit back and enjoy, kids. There's 10-year supply of ear-shaped snacks.
Wow, what's in here?
Oh, you don't need to see that.
Disney!
I told you not to look.
That's weird.
That's why it's in the vault. People don't understand. Hey!
Vivian Lee?
He had her frozen too so he could marry her in the future.
That's horrible.
Come on, she was already dead. Hey, cut it out.
What's UAC?
It's the House Un-American Affairs something or other.
Wait, Disney ratted out animators for being communists?
Sure, they were union rousers. They had to go.
I heard he was anti-Semitic.
Semitic. Oh, look, why don't we go watch another sequel?
I've never heard of this one. Song of the South.
Oh, nobody wants to see that one anymore.
How bad could it be?
It's the very original version that he only played at parties.
Zip-ba-da-doo-dah, zip-ba-da-ay. Negroes are inferior in every way. Why so much cleaner?
Wow.
That's what I
Wow!
Look, he was who he was. Take the good with the bad. He created me. Think of all the laughs I've given you.
You're supposed to be funny?
Yeah.
Adventure, laughs, and disturbing Disney surprises.
A Civil War theme park?
Yes.
Jim Henson!
He wouldn't sell! He wouldn't sell!
And featuring Scar as the Disney lawyer.
You children know too much. You must stay in the Disney Vault forever.
No!
But look, only you can see Lion King 5 2/3. Simba sits in for Meredith.
Yay!
Journey to the Disney Vault, coming for Thanksgiving.
Oh, hi, this is Tyler Nagata, the other Tyler, PC editor for Games Radar, and I'm just calling in to give a quick shout out to the latest special issue for PC Gamer. It's called The Big Book of Free. Hundreds of free games, lots of ways to update your old games with new mods, lots of do-it-yourself projects, lots of links to deals, ways to find cheap games. We even got a coupon so that you can get a discount on all the classic original Fallout games. So pick it up. It's The Big Book of Free, and it should be hitting store shelves soon.
Well, no one told me about her, the way she lied. Well, no one told me about her, how many people cried. But it's too late to say you're sorry. How would I know? Why should I care? Please don't bother trying to find her. She's not there. Well, let me tell you about the way she
The zombies on Rockman this week. Oh my god, and Ministry. I love Ministry. What
Gorsh.
What zombies? Stop it! What zombie song is it?
Please don't make me sick.
Cranberry?
I'm gonna look it up. It's not the Cranberries. It's the Zombies kick ass.
Mm.
Zombies are a great band. And
Zombies had that song, Cranberry.
Oh, the 90s. 90s
Somebody
wall.
read the MTV credits wrong. But
Yeah, man, I got that zombie song Cranberry.
what do we want to go into first? There was something I promised I'd do for the community a while back.
Let's do game deal.
You know what? We're gonna hump.
Wow, really? That's a slip.
All right. We're gonna hop right into game deals on home.
I'm deleting all of
I said. I was gonna say Hanna-Barbera, and I immediately went into homos. Homo Barbera. Homo. Game deals. Charlie Barrett. Charlie Barrett.
Quarters.
Well, yes, it's to keep kids from smoking. Game deal segment this week. Reportedly, DS Lite bundles, $99 at Costco. Because they had a bunch of shitty bundles with car adapters and holding cases.
Well, they're awful.
And they've been dropped $50 apparently. Brick and mortar, you gotta go there. Street Fighter 4, $360, Amazon and Target, $36.99.
Not the PS3 one though?
No.
That's weird.
No. Oh well, Amazon makes it a point to price match anything that you can get on the internet.
That's something I noticed.
Walmart, Target.
What's up? Yeah.
Target will price.
Yeah, but
match.
Walmart and Target will have different prices in stores as they do online. If it goes online, Amazon will match it.
Right.
When I was putting together the 50 most overlooked story, there's a lot of games that are the exact same game that are like $10 to $15 more expensive on PS3 than 360. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Because they're starved for games.
That's sad.
Also, some of them, came out later anyway. There was that weird, 3 to 6 month gap where a lot of games came out late.
And Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, also at Amazon, $17.99.
I can't decide if I'm going to start playing that. I looked at it last night.
I loved it for a little while.
That's not a good endorsement.
Well, it was just at the point I wanted a straight platformer, and it becomes a very vehicle centric kind of thing, and I didn't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to build those vehicles.
You remember I talked to what's his name, Captain Gersman.
Yes.
Admiral Gersman about that, and he seemed to love it. I didn't really care for the building the vehicles, but as far as the music in the game is fucking beautiful.
Right.
It's a very visually pretty game. Didn't care for the vehicle stuff, but the platforming, nobody else has platformers anymore.
I know, that's why I want Sly Cooper.
Yeah, exactly.
And even Mario Galaxy, which I loved,
I loved Mario
was
Galaxy.
so gravity bonered that it was hard to do actual platforming in it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was an excellent game, but
Yeah, and here's a depressing note we bring up every week, as it seems. Chinatown Wars, DS, $23 at Amazon.
Wow.
We are down.
That's
We are
fast.
down. That's the fastest I've ever seen a DS game drop.
Oh, a GTA game on top of that.
GTA game, and people say it one more game. Who says fantastic game? Chinatown Wars.
Everyone.
I'll say it's pretty good.
Pretty good?
It's a fantastic game that probably won't get a sequel at this point.
God damn it, that's so unfortunate.
I loved it. I was one of those games I was gonna 100%, and then I realized how much time that actually took. I got to like 82, and
I thought you got close.
I got to 82, and I was like, I have all the security cameras but one. I'm not figuring out where that one is.
I don't know how to say this because the letters are small in the beginning. Infamous. $53.99 to Amazon.
It dropped that fast? Fail.
Fail.
Lots of games drop that fast.
Oh, that must be the end of everything.
I read about this, and this is one of the things I hate doing because our podcast will be live for a couple of days. Pre-order Sims 3 at some place called Micro Center. $24.99. Sims 3.
$24.99.
$24.99. Apparently only in store and only up until this weekend. And last I checked, Bionic Commando Rearmed. I got to say this again. It's going for $4.99 on Xbox Live.
It's half price.
PSN.
Infinitely better than the next gen one.
Oh god.
And if you go back to like TalkRadar 30, I said that was probably my game of the year last year.
Game of the year.
I love Bionic Commando Rearmed.
Our game of the years are so weird.
That's why we're us.
Mine was kind of Dead Space. Like, and even I'm like, why does that have to be my game of the year?
Wow.
It was damn.
It was good.
And then we brought that up. It's just like everybody forgets that GTA came out in April.
Yeah.
I guess I would probably say Braid was my game of the year, not GTA 4.
Burrito?
Braid.
I heard
Braid.
Burrito also.
Burrito is a pretty good game.
Burrito. I did ask this, and I really do love evaluating dreams, and I'll be able to fucking tell if you're lying. And Default wasn't lying. And he said,
user default in the forums.
User default. Username default, all caps. Default! I think is how it's pronounced. So here it goes, the first ever trial.
The Incredible Hulk.
Dreams evaluated by TalkRadar, which I believe
You have special theme music
is
for
an
this?
exclusive feature. Dreams evaluated. The earliest part I remember is myself walking out of my house. This is by default.
Right, all caps.
The earliest part I remember is myself walking out of the house during some early time in the morning. I'm guessing I was going to catch a school bus. Since it pulled up, I got in, and the driver was Nico Bellic. Somehow, not freaked by that, I walked to the back of the bus and realized that there was only one other person on the bus.
Was it Nico or somebody else besides me?
Oh, hold on. There's an ellipses, but it's technically 4 commas. And it was a fucking terrorist. Terrorist.
I thought Nico was a terrorist.
At that second, another mystery person knocks me down from behind, ties me up, and gags me. Somehow, the bus drives to Afghanistan or Iraq or something, and I am brought into a cave. There they start torturing me and demanding an answer to some question that I can't clearly remember. Suddenly, a hooded figure walks into the torture room, and I remember thinking, holy shit, Osama. He turns around to face me, lowers his hood, and it ain't Osama. It's Obama.
Oh.
The pure shock of it woke me up promptly, unfortunately never explaining the association. I'm pretty sure the mental placement isn't some political thing. I bet it's because they're both brownish and their names are only one letter apart. But I'm not entirely positive my subconscious is that clever. Any thoughts?
Watch less cable news.
I got this. We remember how it starts. So clearly, this guy is aware of his surroundings and in school.
No, you sometimes have school dreams after you.
No. But you have to understand the way he wrote this. I'm catching the school bus, which means he would walk out of his house and catch the school bus on any day. So it pulls up, and Nico Bellic is the driver. Nico Bellic is the driver, and that's what that says is that video games, Nico Bellic, are steering your life, are a little bit a part of, have control.
Fair enough.
Have a little bit of control, and what the rest of it says to me, it set off the sensor in his brain. Holy shit! Every idiot I've made fun of is right.
Yeah.
So what that opened up in his subconscious is a floodgate of holy shit. If Nico Bellic, if Grand Theft Auto is ruining my life, then so are terrorists. And if Obama is.
Well, then that means Fox News is also right.
That's right. That makes everything right that he was ever afraid of. And if Seriously, like that one gateway, his subconscious allowed it, and it snuck everything else in.
Wow.
It snuck everything else in. Sir, you are not a racist. You are not anti-Obama.
Your subconscious might be.
But that's what our subconscious does. It fucks with us. It tests us every day. Default, you have absolutely nothing to worry about. And just the fact that you brought it out here in such complete honesty, it's not a part of you. Your brain can make that kind of shit up.
Bring it to the open implies a sense that you're willing to accept or
deny.
It.
Like accept or deny. Like this exists or it doesn't. I don't think I'm this person, but maybe I am. You're not. It's pretty much just a bunch of propaganda that I thought in a cool way revealed itself in a dream. I never technically played that, so in a weird way, Dreams was part of the game deal segment.
The whole time during that song, I'm going to play Van Halen Dreams.
I had a suggestion, but you can ignore it if you really want.
I will. It'll be Dreams. Don't worry. Last week, we had a contest for Bionic Commando. We had a box of shit to give away. It was like lanyards and figures and all kinds of shit in a giant-sized Bionic Commando box. To win the contest, it was tell us what part of your body you'd like to replace with a bionic appendage and why.
God, that's a loaded question.
In this case, they did not have to sacrifice their wife. And also, I said, you know what, right now, no dick jokes.
Oh, so the dick can't be his wife.
No. I'll always...
My dick is my vagina!
Which I wrote down a lot, and we're going to pick the winner here on the podcast. I would like to point out that user Aeshir, Aeshir, said bionic vagina. It's not a dick joke. So
it's true. He's right.
He's inverted.
He's right. He got me there. So here's there's only one. There's only one prize, and they win this box of shit.
Yeah.
Whoever wins it.
And I'll throw extra shit from my desk in this thing. Like non-Bionic Commando.
Private message me on the GamesRadar.com messaging system, not the forum PM, which I know is kind of confusing.
Stupid complicated, just listen.
Yeah, just send it on the username game. I'll send a link. I'll post a link. GamesRadar Brett Elston. Not the forum PM.
Everybody gets their shit eventually. Just
yes.
Calm down.
Alright. Gunslinger said bionic liver so he could drink himself. Silly. Fun.
Who did?
Gunslinger. Keep mental note of these because we're all going to decide who wins.
I already love Gunslinger.
435, which I believe is Michael's friend. He said he would like a bionic waistline so that he could go dressed as Long Cat during Halloween.
Wow.
Which I thought was really funny.
That's creative, Mike.
E-Rock to Mike wants a bionic heart because his father never loved him. Jacob 816.
Not him. The other guy with the bad heart.
Poorly timed sound.
Love Jacob 816.
Jacob 816 wants a bionic tongue, so when I rim my grandfather, I could go all the way up to his prostate.
Jesus Christ.
That one's funny,
Oh
but
my
I don't
God.
understand the general premise of that one.
Well, because you've obviously never had a hot grandfather.
See, I hate that the third segment's always so filthy because we're drunk. Loser Phenom wants bionic fingers so that his fabulous jazz hands could have jazz fingers. And I brought the pic. He gets extra points because he drew it.
Oh wow!
Which I'll post in the article. But take a look at that.
That's impressive.
Who was that?
That is
Jazz hands have jazz hands.
with a Hannah Montana T-shirt.
Brilliant.
Wow.
Okay, I know who my winner is.
Loser Phenom. I'd also like to point out that Bar 1 Scorpio wants bionic thighs to ride the saddle of the world. And I think those I had to go through it really quick because it's pre-E3 prep, but those are the ones that I had to narrow it down very quickly to. I'd also like to point out that Lymanzar made a good image. Batman 5273 and Hey exclamation point all had long stories, and they're worth reading. Thread is in GamesRadar.com/forums, TalkRadar podcast. What do you guys think should win? It seemed like the favorites were Bar 1 Scorpio with the bionic thighs, Loser Phenom with the jazz fingers, because he went to the trouble of penciling his own thing, and Jacob 816 rimming his grandfather.
I vote for the Bionic Fingers because it was very funny without being filthy.
Jacob 816.
Right. I have to say, I laughed the most at Bar 1 Scorpio, because he also included an image of a saddle on planet Earth.
The saddle was the thighs are my second favorite. Because I understand the premise there. Then
it is told, it is written. What
was it?
You know what? Alright, we'll figure something out.
It's fucking hilarious.
I know.
Here's what's gonna happen. Jazz Fingers wins the Bionic Commando prize.
Gotcha. Jazz Fingers. Loser Phenom. Message me. GamesRadar.com. Everyone has a profile. You log in. Just send me a private message. I'll even post a link in the Bionic Commando thread. Just go there. Send me a message with your address. Full address. So I can mail you shit. I.e. a giant Bionic Commando box full of stuff.
Jacob 816. You message me. I'll work something out with you. If you have a 360,
that was creative.
Very better.
It was creative.
It was creative.
All
right,
vivid image in my mind.
What was the question
All
of the
the
week
way
last
up
week?
to his prostate. Come on.
Maybe he was trying to cure his grandfather's prostate cancer.
Which I've never
He could
seen
check
one.
him for prostate cancer.
I think a prostate to
While
me at this
pleasuring
point,
him at the same time.
as much as it comes up on our side, a prostate resembles a last boss to me. It's hard to get to. It's even tougher to fend.
Now, see, if it were me, I'd want the bionic tongue just so I couldn't taste any of that.
All right. So, question of the week. Again, if you're not sure what that means, question of the week. Every week we ask a question. We give our answers. Post a thread, gamesradar.com/forums. Answer in there. Best answers get read in the podcast.
Too true.
And also post it on the live site, gamesradar.com, in Tyler Wilde's weekly question of the week feature. Answer either in that article's comments or in the forum thread. Wherever you want to answer, we'll check it out. Yeah. So last week's question was, what game are you most ashamed you never beat? And I said Super Mario Brothers 1 because I had magically never beaten it. And then and Chris screamed for like a minute straight, I think, when everyone else revealed.
I thought that was bizarre, man.
Well, also that Michael hadn't and Charlie had never beat Mario 64. It was like all in a row.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, this is a very straightforward question. Norwegian King of Names. He never beat Pokemon Blue because he only trained birds. There were a lot of Zelda and GTA 4 references. There's also a lot of Metroid Prime 2, which
understandable.
Which I thought was funny because Prime 2 was a game that I forced myself to finish.
Yeah.
It really started dragging. RXB said F-Zero for Super Nintendo. I agree because Firefield is a tough fucking level.
I'm not even sure if I finished that game.
Hurricane said none of the Zeldas except Minish Cap.
Wow.
And he only finished Minish Cap, if I'm reading that correctly.
Do you need 2 players to finish Minish Cap?
No, Minish Cap is great. It's a GBA. That's where.
I don't know what it is, but
Pasty Caucasian and Robuskin both never beat Mario Sunshine. Chicken Stew never beat GoldenEye. John Mutrix never beat Final Fantasy V, which he doesn't need to worry about because no one cares. And Smallberry never beat Valkyria Chronicles, which he's,
So he's siding with the rest of the world.
Yeah. But then he also said a game that Charlie may know, Ever 17.
Ever 17?
Ever 17, The Out of Infinity?
I don't know that.
I thought if anyone would, it'd be Charlie.
Yeah, so
And then Ted Didleo.
Does it suck involve clicking?
Yes.
Charlie Barrett's the guy to ask.
I don't know it though, so it probably does not involve clicking.
Ted Didleo, he never finished beating myself off. Which he capitalized myself off as if it were a question.
Nice.
As if it were a time. New users that get shout-outs for signing up. And it's come to my attention that some of these new users are duplicate accounts of people who are already registered. We can see your email address, people. Hank motherfucking Gilbert. We know who you are.
We are administrators.
Yes.
And what was the other one?
Leave Michael alone.
Leave Michael
alone.
Leave him alone.
So,
He's a human!
So we're on to you.
Perfectly fine.
We're on to you. However, this week, new users, vagina.
Wow. That wasn't taken already?
No.
Why? Our website is so behind the times.
And we just keep elevating the intellectual level of our discourse every week.
There's also testicle.
I like that.
Shrody, Lavos is a prick, which I can't tell if it's a reference to Lavos from Chrono Trigger or the forum user Lavos.
I think it's a reference to what I said in the top 7 of the week.
Oh.
Lavos just goes around just generally being a prick. To which forum user Lavos responded, apparently I'm a prick now.
Right. Leave Michael alone. E.T. the extra testicle.
Cheech and Chong reference.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
A-T-E-R Angelus, I can't read that shit. Duke Ebony, Antista is Delight, Games Radar Security Pigeon, Rabid Diarrhea, Rousedower, Worst Nightmare,
Rousedower!
What is that?
To give him a prize anyway.
What the hell was that movie called?
The Final Sacrifice.
Oh, God, that was awful.
God
Zap
damn it.
Rousedower.
Zap Rousedower.
Anyway.
The fattest hero of all time.
Prodigy Smurf, who was ashamed he'd never beat Smurfs for 2600.
Why? We should watch the video of that. You die by hitting a picket fence the
It was
wrong way.
even worse than the ColecoVision version.
Skelly, Psychrosis, The Spartan Halo 69, Antista, I swear if you poke me again. Kaiser von Scheiße.
Weitermachen!
Hey, there he is. H. Lim Cancerous, DuPont number 24, Nintendo file, The Russian Concussion, Portly Antista Man Teats, and Old Bacon Face. Alright, and I also wanted to point out that Stone Magician and Isujatatwak, if you just put consonants as your name, I can't read it. They had long stories as to why their games were not.
Stone Magician stuff is always good.
Yeah.
Like this good.
Oh!
Yeah.
Question 37, going into E3. Very simple question. Answer in the forum thread or on the article page. Question 37. What's your name? What do you want to see at E3?
What do I want to see at E3?
Yeah. Joking aside, like what you really hope maybe surprises you.
I hope Rockstar's there in some fashion, and it's not the CGTAs, but I'd really like to see Red Dead Redemption.
Which just got delayed.
I know it just got delayed, but there's probably...
I would love to see it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, nobody's played that game yet.
No.
So that's my long shot.
Mm.
You can't tell by the news story I brought up, I'm interested in Tony Hawk. I want to see how that fucking works.
Right.
Because it sounds like it may be really bad for non-skaters and unbelievably the best thing in the world for people who skate in real life.
I asked about what our Activision booth tour plans were because I also really want to see DJ Hero.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I just saw like a huge spread about it in Game Informer.
We have a Scratch Hero appointment.
Do we? That's probably not what I want to see. But no, DJ Hero. Like I'd seen the turntable, the buttons, and then the slider and the mix, like all this stuff, and I was like, you know what, this could be really cool. And you won't look. I don't know. And
I have no affection for the music. It has nothing to do with the game.
Well, I don't know. I like a lot of the songs in it, but I just think mixing them together might be really cool.
I gotta say, I did no research, but the Guitar Hero 5 releasing the same day as Rock Band Beatles. They're going back to a number now.
Right.
Meaning World Tour didn't count.
Right.
And the track list is already good. And then what they didn't announce, Face to Face Disconnected was on GameSpot's our boy Sean McInnes' interview with the Guitar Hero guy. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. It's an old punk tune, baby.
Can you hear Michael?
Say it again, Michael.
I don't know if I know that one.
There you go. One of my favorite tunes. Charburet. What are you most looking forward to seeing at E3 or being announced at E3?
Well, you already said the Rock Band Beatles. I want to see more about that.
Yeah.
I'd like Alan Wake to actually become a real reality rather than just a couple of screenshots. And this will be predictable, but I still think that the DS is perfect for porting over some of those old adventure games, and nobody seems to be doing it except for that
Broken Sword.
We'll see how that turns out. But I'd like to see more.
God, I hate what you're saying, and I have no sound effect ready for it.
No, it's true though. If there's any place that makes sense for it, that is it. And don't forget, there's also Band Hero coming out that we have to figure out what the fuck to do with.
Yeah, well, it's
Lego
the same
Rock
thing as
Band.
Lego Rock Band.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we won't have to cover that more as make fun of the press release.
I want to see Rock Revolution 2 for DS.
Yes.
Hannah Montana edition.
Oh wow, Sex on Fire is in Guitar Hero 5.
Told you, it's good. Kings of Leon, I remember.
As well as All Along the Watchtower.
Instead of picking another game I'm excited about at E3, would you like to know about Ever 17, a Japanese science fiction visual novel?
No.
And I'm hoping that I see something from Nintendo that really makes me care. Because last year's E3 press conference was completely devoid of anything to get excited about. There was Animal Crossing, which already at that point, I was like, that looks like crap. That looks like the same game I already played twice. And then Chinatown Wars is coming out next up, and then they just kind of glossed over it. So I would love a new Metroid, a 2D Metroid.
I think that reaction was pretty much universal, so maybe they'll have learned from...
They say they have.
Well, here's what the thing is, why if I haven't said this before, I don't hate my job, but I do hate E3.
It's easy to hate.
E3 served a purpose in a magazine day. Doesn't for us anymore. And
it's just a hellish cycle of waiting through crowds and then running back somewhere and typing frantically for an hour.
And what essentially it still is the most recognizable game press event of the year.
And it's big again.
So Nintendo will know that even if Time doesn't send a person, Time will report E3 news.
Yeah.
So it's their biggest event to get it across the demographic. Time doesn't want to report that
is Metroid
F-Zero and Star Fox are coming too.
Right.
They want to know Wii Fit Plus is coming. Yeah. So I mean, I don't think they'll have learned the lesson. I think they'll throw us a bone.
They'll throw us a bone. It'll be something like, here's Spirit Tracks. That's coming this fall.
It probably won't be the high point because I think they realize we're the ones filming this shit and we're gonna play it for years.
Yeah. So hopefully they'll announce like a new Super Mario Brothers 2 or a new like
that's the most likely.
Kid Icarus finally maybe they'll show.
I want an F-Zero and I want a Star Fox.
I really want an F-Zero. GX is still one of my favorite games.
Yeah. Oh no, but
fuck you, man.
I never got that. I never played it that much, but X is great.
GX is like a dream game to me. Like I can't believe that happened. Nintendo and Sega completely combining, and then it's just fucking amazing.
And then Namco and Sega for the arcade. I know my history.
480p widescreen in 2003. That game looks amazing back then. It was unbelievable, and even today it looks better than 99% of the Wii games. That game is way ahead of its time.
All right. I think we should end the podcast.
We should.
I haven't done mine.
Oh, sorry, Mikkel. Go ahead.
I don't seriously want to see Rock Revolution 2. Jesus.
But you've already seen all the good stuff. You've seen Prototype. You've seen God of War 3.
I haven't played God of War.
You haven't played God of War 3.
I'm very much looking forward to that. Yeah, with GTA not there's not a whole lot excited about, I guess.
Mag? Well,
you know,
bias.
Here's the thing. Mag is probably going to be a very great game, a very good game. I have never cared about anything Zipper Interactive has done since SOCOM. It's just not my thing. I don't really like super realistic military shooters or very online-centric ones. That's why, I like Warhawk. I didn't play it for more than like a weekend.
It's interesting to see what Mag will do because, again, from the retail perspective, SOCOM sold like crazy.
Oh yeah,
it was always just
still got a thriving community.
It was like moving out as fast as we could stock it all throughout the year. SOCOM was always a viable sell, so it'll be interesting to see if Mag does that for PS3.
If I ever become a real journalist, I'm going to figure out where that's from, and what I'm led to believe it's the UK, who doesn't have a community of. America's Army is a great shooter. Way better than SOCOM and free. The UK doesn't have that.
The UK can get it for free. It's on the internet.
But it's not advertised in their face. Like
it's not advertised in our face.
There's a non-stop publicity campaign for America's Army at every college campus, at every baseball game, on television. Like it's everywhere. The UK, I think, is who has the real big boner for SOCOM.
I'm just telling you, consistently sold out in the US.
When it came out over here, about the same time as the Buy Bush of PS2 campaign, it was impossible to find.
It was always selling. Like
I do remember that.
One did well, and then 2 came out and did well, like all over again. Like they just.
I'm not arguing with you, baby. I love you.
I'm just saying it's a huge deal. It's like the Madden. It's the Madden for shoot.
Shoot some people.
Let's go.
Yeah, we should go. Who's doing what next week? I think we'll all be doing E3 stuff.
We will be doing nothing but E3 covers next week.
Everyone except Charlie.
Well, he'll still be doing E3 stuff from here. But hopefully, we'll be doing them more interestingly. But yeah, there'll be one Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Maybe one less, but I have a feeling we'll have one every day.
Except Monday. There won't be one
Keep
Monday.
it tuned to TalkRadar for your foul-mouthed and disillusioned E3 news.
Take us out, Bionic Commando.
Brett, for fuck's sake!
The song is called Disneyland Part 1. I guess Part 2 is you get thrown out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You make your money. You make your money on a Friday night. Your mother kind of thinks it's funny. She thinks it's funny that you're out all night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You make your money. You made your money on a Friday night. He picked you up in his big black Beamer, but kicked you out once out of sight. Gonna run out as fast as I can. I'm gonna beat this feeling to the ground. I'm gonna run out, never turn back. You're gonna find me alive in Disneyland. I'm gonna run out as fast as I can. I'm gonna beat this feeling to the ground. I'm gonna run out, never turn back. You're gonna find me alive in Disneyland. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You made your money on a Friday night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He kicked you out once out of sight. Gonna run out as fast as I can. I'm gonna beat this feeling to the ground. I'm gonna run out, never turn back. You're gonna find me alive in Disneyland. I'm gonna run out as fast as I can. I'm gonna beat this feeling to the ground. I'm gonna run out, never turn back. You're gonna find me alive in Disneyland.
What would you do if you weren't brainwashed into buying things on a constant basis? Hey, think about that while we do a commercial.